So I go to put my knife away, and I made the mistake of looking down. And when I looked down for a second, I just started getting hit from everywhere. So I pulled it back out, and I just started swinging, bro.
Have faith, show love, give hope today. Together we're stronger in every way. From the streets to the heart, we're breaking the mold.
Welcome back, everyone, to Have Faith, Show Love, Give Hope, the podcast where I have faith, I show love to my guests, and together we give hope to whoever's watching. Today, I have the privilege to sit down with Alex Sanchez.
Long time no see, man.
Yeah,
Been some years.
yeah.
Some
I was
years.
just wondering, like earlier today, I was like, where did I meet him? And then I asked you because I know that me and you've been friends on Facebook for years and years
Yeah.
and years. But I asked you, like, where did we first meet? Where was it?
That was at
At
Norplace. I
Norplace.
don't even remember the years.
Yeah.
I was
I
only
know.
there for a couple months, so
Oh, were you?
yeah. I never really had a job till after prison.
Oh,
So
yeah. So I remember meeting you at Norplace. I was a forklift driver,
Yep.
and you worked in the rework, and then the parts would come down conveyor.
Yep.
You guys would sand them and whatever, touch them up.
Yep.
Okay. And then after that, me and you became friends on Facebook for a long time.
Yep.
And then at one point, me and you both got in trouble. We got caught by the feds. And it was right around the same time. I remember you caught your case, I caught my case. You went to prison, I went to prison. You got out, I got out, or something. I got out, you got out. And I remember seeing you on Facebook for a little bit, and then you disappeared.
Yep.
Okay, so just the other day, or not that long ago, I seen you come back to Facebook, and I seen that you're selling things, and you're basically going back to who you really were back in the day. I remember you used to sell loaves, you used to sell rosaries. So me and you got in touch with each other, and I was like, you said you wanted to sit down. I said, let's do it. And a couple other people, Nate and Angela Jaso, tagged you in one of the posts.
Yep.
So we can be back on the podcast, so we can sit down on the podcast. I just like to kind of give a little bit of idea of for the viewers to know how this happened.
Yeah.
And then I seen you get on Higher Thoughts podcast, and I heard your story, and I was like, man, let's do it. So I sent you this date. So today's the day.
That's what I'm talking about. I never really realized how many you did until I went on to YouTube and I subscribed, and I was going through them like, damn, there's a lot of videos on here.
Yeah.
So
I do.
Congratulations to that, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. So yeah, I wanted to like listen. I heard a little bit of your story, but also like I feel like I like to know personally your story about like where you grew up at, and because I know a little bit about you, but I don't really know too much about you at all. What part of town are you from?
I'm from the north. I actually grew up. I was born in the east side, believe it or not, in the Ravine Park Village.
Okay.
And we stayed there till I think I was in like second grade, bro. And we were poor growing up. We always lived in the low income housing and stuff. So my mom got the hookup at the LMHA houses in the North End by where the Toledo prison is.
Yeah.
You know how they got all them houses that look the same back there?
Yeah.
Them are low income housing. So I believe it was second grade. That's when we moved to the North, and that's where I was raised at.
And then you went to school there?
Yep. I went to Riverside, and I went to Leverett for seventh grade, and I ended up getting in trouble because I got caught with a knife. We were gonna get in this big old fight, and they kicked me out. I don't know if you remember Jefferson Center.
Yeah.
So I had to go there.
Oh, I think me and you both went.
Might
I think that's where I really met you, bro.
How old are you?
I'm 46.
Yeah, probably.
I went to Jefferson Center too.
I'm about to be 45, bro, already.
Yeah. Was Mark Garcia there when you were there?
Man, there was quite a few people.
Yeah, I remember Mark Garcia being there.
I remember Joanne Gambrell was there. She's passed away now.
Were you up in the attic, like in the junior high in the top?
Oh man,
were you at the main floors?
Yeah, it was a main floor.
Oh, okay. I think we were younger, or I don't know.
You're probably like in a grade higher than me, or
whatever. Oh yeah, something like that. But we probably like just had
passing.
But you said you got in trouble with knives and all that. And you already at that age, you already in trouble with knives?
Yeah. My dad had passed away. I found my dad passed away when I was 13. He died of overdose.
Mm-hmm.
He worked at Jeep, but he was an alcoholic and drug addict. So it was December 19th of '94. Man, he had my first niece at the time, a birthday party for her, right? And it was over in the North End, and they had a party for her that night. On the way, we were going to drop off my brother's wife. Now, back then, he was just dating her.
Mm-hmm.
We went to go drop her off a few blocks away. My dad was all drunk driving, right? And I remember we were going down the North End Street, and he went to make a right, and he did a real wide turn. And when he turned, he almost hit the car that was coming this way.
Mm-hmm.
And what that was a cop car. So the cops turned around, got behind him, pulled him over and stuff. And thank God we were like a couple houses from my brother's wife's family's house, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I remember looking out the back window, bro, and watching him make my dad do all the sobriety tests and stuff. And they take him to jail or whatever. They make us get out. We walk to
Her house.
yeah, her house or whatever. We ended up getting a ride home. I go home, go to sleep, bro, and I guess that night, after talking to my mom, they went to pick my dad up from jail. Her and my cousin, they got in an argument on the way home. My dad jumped out the van, walked home. My mom, my dad was real abusive and stuff towards my mom when he was drinking. My mom had said that my dad had walked in the room once he got home. I said that, what am I going to tell my kids? Went in the room or whatever. Next day, he worked at Jeep. The next day, he was supposed to be at work. Sorry, I might get a little bit choked up thinking about this. Mm-hmm. But I knew how to get in the doors with the butter knife. As a kid, you like to sneak in your mom and dad's room when they're gone or whatever. So I knew how to get in with the butter knife, bro. And I went to go wake him up. The door was locked. So I run back downstairs, get a butter knife, go back upstairs. I open the door. When I open the door, they had the tall dresser right here. The bed was right here. Over here was another dresser. But when I opened the door, I couldn't see my dad on the bed. So I'm like, what the hell? So I walk in a few steps, bro, and I look to my left and I could see his feet. And then he was laying there, lifeless or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I ran downstairs, told my mom and my older brother and stuff. They ran upstairs. They went to put my dad on the bed, and he just like went into convulsions and stuff. And just that was it basically.
Yeah. Did he hurt himself or was
he
it?
OD'd?
Oh, OD.
Fire department came. Like the last thing I remember, my dad, man, big fireman threw my dad over his shoulders, running down the stairs, and my dad's body was just swinging, just lifeless. You know what I mean? Yeah. They wouldn't let us go down there or whatever. But that was on December 19th or whatever, and that's the last time I had seen him alive. And then
I'm sorry to hear about that, bro.
He was on life support for a while, for a couple days. Well, not a while, a couple days. Yeah. And basically, he would have been a vegetable. So my mom didn't want him to suffer. I know he didn't want to suffer, so they pulled the plug, and he ended up dying on Christmas Eve, 1994. Wow. Yeah, so that right there, after he died, I just went downhill, bro. I mean, I was already messing up kind of because my dad was real strict, and I never knew why. It's because how he grew up and stuff, you know what I mean? He didn't want us growing up how he did, but you don't see that as a kid, you know what I mean? Yeah. You think, oh, my parents are assholes or they're strict. They don't let us do this. They don't let us do that. But really, he was trying to save us from what was out there, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I ended up just going downhill, bro, and started skipping school and stuff. But to the knife situation, I was at Leverett, 7th grade, and it was going to be like a little race war, Mexicans and blacks. And I always carried some type of weapon, man, like all the time. I don't care, screwdriver, whatever it was. Yeah. If it could go in you, I was carrying it. You know what I mean? But I had a knife open, man. We were on, how the school hallways meet together, where like they usually have sinks on the corner. Yeah. I had the knife behind my back. It was open. You know what I'm saying? 7th grade, bro. Like it's crazy. 7th grade, waiting for these dudes to come around the corner. I felt somebody grab my hand. I looked back and it was the assistant principal. Miss Van Sickle, her name was. And my dude, Jesse Carrillo, I actually just got in touch with him on TikTok. Mm-hmm. He was on the side of me, so I yanked my hand away from her and I gave it to him. He took off. The hall monitors, remember back in the day they had hall monitors? Yeah. They caught us up. I remember they put us in his room and stuff and said that if we didn't give him the knife, whatever, they're going to call the cops. So we gave it to him and got expelled. I don't know what happened to him because that was the last time I ever seen him, honestly. And I mean, I know what happened from TikTok because we were messaging each other for a while, but um, I got expelled. My mom had to go to the Board of Education for a meeting, right? And in order for me to go back to school, they wanted me to write this penalty like 1,300 times, like a paragraph this big. My dad's already dead. I'm not scared of my mom. I ain't writing that shit. You know what I mean? Excuse my language. But I'm saying how I was thinking back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not writing that shit. You know what I mean? So my mom and my sister ended up writing it. And that's how I started being able to go back to school. And that's when I went to the Jefferson Center. And I don't remember how long I was there for. But after Jefferson Center, I went to East Toledo. And then from East Toledo, I went to Wake. And that's how I started meeting all the East Side people again. And you know what I mean? So it might be.
Dude, I think we've known each other for way more
Yeah.
way longer than that. Because I keep thinking that we met at Norplas, but I think we've had to have met. Because I went to East Toledo. I went to
Maybe that's where it is.
Yeah, and I'm 46 and you're 45.
Yeah.
And I would be in the same grade as you because I failed so many times. Like I was really like bad at school.
Yeah, because I hung with Mark and all them guys back at East Toledo and went to Wake. So
Yeah. So I know all them dudes. Eddie Garcia, Mark
yeah.
Garcia.
So it probably was back at Wake when I met you, brother. Now I think about it.
Yeah.
But I was bad in school, bro. I never went to school to learn. I went to school for the girls. And I felt bad because we were already living in North End. Sorry, Mom, if you hear this, but she used to clean the car off, bro. And I felt bad thinking about this. She used to clean the car off in the wintertime, go take me to McDonald's, get me some Egg McMuffins, drop me off at Wake, take off, bro. And I would watch for her to leave and I would take off, skip school, you know what I mean? Like
she did all that.
All that for just for me to leave.
Go to school.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like I was bad, bro. I used to smoke inside Wake. I took a art class there. Remember, I was back in the field house.
Yeah.
They had that little hallway, and I used to be back there smoking. Like, I was bad. I can't.
I was bad too. One day I jumped out the first floor window. It was like a little hill, and I just rolled out. And they're like, and then the next day I got expelled or suspended or something.
Yeah,
it was bad. I was bad too. And then okay, so you ended up going away. So you're from the North End, but you ended up meeting a lot of people and hanging out with a lot of people from the East Side.
Yeah.
And a lot of those people are still your friends to this day, huh?
Yeah, yes, sir.
And that's how you know it's like St. Dave, and because you and St. Dave had a bunch of stories together, like on that one podcast. And I was thinking because he's from the East Side and you're from the North End.
He was actually living on Blackstone in the North when I had met him.
Oh, he was.
And I had met him because I was a runaway.
Oh yeah.
And that's the first place I went to hit out was at his house. And I don't know if you heard the story, but my oldest brother Rod showed up there, and I was in the basement, and Rod was like, "I heard my little brother's here. You know, he better not be here." Dave was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." He's like, "Well, don't let me find out."
And then I didn't even know Raj was your brother. I've been like friends with him on Facebook for a long time, but I never put it together that you were his brother. And then one day I noticed it. I was like, oh shit, they're real life brothers.
Yeah.
Because you know some people be like, oh, we cousins or we brothers, but they really ain't. But that's really your brother.
Yeah, I got 2 older brothers. Well, my sister's the oldest, and then I got my 2 older brothers. I'm the youngest.
And Raj, is it 40? What is it? Isn't Raj
$40?
$40?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, he's a fool.
Yeah, because that's his like his name on Facebook.
Yeah,
but he also has a page that says Raj or Sanchez or something.
Probably,
He has like the new one that says $40, and that's for EBC. He's a fool.
Yeah, he's a clown.
Yeah, I gotta have him on here.
That's one thing I could say about us, man. Is like people always say stuff about me being funny and stuff, and I don't try to act funny. It's just I say what I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that sense of humor comes from my dad because my dad was like that. Like everybody loved my dad. He was funny, you know what I'm saying? I think that's where we get that from.
Yeah. So that when your dad passed away, that was like really tragic for you guys, for all the kids and your mom and everything, right?
Yeah, man, that was bad. Yo.
Did it just go down the hill? You said that's when you started being bad. Was it like that for all of you guys or just you? Or was it your brothers too?
Oh,
They
no,
were older, right?
Yeah, we all got in our own certain trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We was all out there in the streets. Like I had my first gun by I was 14 years old, and you know, my aunt had found it underneath my mattress, you know what I mean? I had a 38 Smith & Wesson. I came home one day from school and looked underneath the mattress, it was gone. I'm like, went downstairs tripping on my mom. That's how bad I was. Where the my gun at? You
Yeah.
know, this and this. My aunt used to come over. I don't even know. My aunt Maria, she might have been staying with us at the time, but she used to clean our room and fix our beds. And she
She
told my
found
mom,
it.
yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I flipped out on that, man. But I was
Were
always
you in gangs like that early? Were you
no.
guys
That's one thing, man. I
uh,
never. I mean, I claim the North Side. You know, what I mean, I got
mm,
it tatted on me. It was more like a family thing. You know what I
okay.
mean? But yeah, I never got
But
into
it
it.
wasn't like a gang.
No, no.
No. You guys more or less was like kind of like like
Yeah,
hustlers, huh?
like group. Yeah, we were just like homies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we always kicked it. Like it's crazy because I'm sure it's even like that to this day. But back in the days, it was the North Side, East Side dudes. They were
Yeah.
always cool. They always beef with the South End people. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But I got a lot of family in the South End, like you know,
Yeah.
little Lokes and all that stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like we were distant from them for a long time. And then once our dads, because my Uncle Fonso died right after my dad died, and my Uncle Fonso he's got kids from the Western Bloc.
Mm.
So once they died, I started going to look for my cousins and stuff, and we all started hooking up
So
and
that's
stuff.
cool. Yeah, that's one thing that about me too. Since I'm from the east side, but since I was Cuban, I could always blend in with any side of
Yeah,
town. Like South Side, like I never had like a big beef with no side. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Everybody knew I was from the east side,
yep,
but I could hang around with the north end. And another reason why I put my podcast downtown, it's like so I can invite anybody, and no one's ever
yeah,
like, oh, I don't want to go. Because imagine, I always imagine if my studio was on the east side and I'm trying to invite someone like from the south side, they'll probably be like, oh, I ain't going to the east side,
yep.
you know?
That's how it was back in the days. I
Yeah.
tell my dudes like, "Hey, I'm about to go to the Triangle," or "What? I ain't going over there." Like,
Yeah.
nah, man, it's cool. It's cool. You know what I mean?
They will be scared. Like, not scared. They don't want the problems.
But
They don't want to start problems or they don't want nobody to start problems,
But
you
that's
know?
how serious it was. I mean, I don't know how it is now because I ain't
Yeah.
out in the streets, but
Yeah.
that's how serious it was back in the days. Like you couldn't even go to the South End or the South Side. Really couldn't go
Uh,
wherever because you know what I mean. But
yeah.
because of my cousins, I met a lot of them little lokes and just you know what I mean.
Hmm.
I'd go to the South End by myself.
Nobody
Like
mess
yeah,
with you at
yeah,
all.
no,
Yeah. I remember that when I was when I was with Irene, I remember that a lot of the South Side people, like on your Facebook, I remember I always, for some reason, I thought you were from the South Side at one point.
heck no. Cut the camera.
No, I
Nah,
swear,
nah, yeah,
because you had like
yeah,
cousins and friends and like and when you remember you used to sell the loaves and
yep,
you used to sell and you didn't discriminate because somebody
nah,
was from one side. You sold it to everybody.
yep.
So I seen the interaction. So I at one point I thought you were,
Mhm.
but not because of nothing, just because you're Latino and you know what I'm saying that
Yeah,
you hung around with them kind of people and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Me and my cousin Ruth, man, that was my favorite cousin. And,
Oh, see, Rutan's your cousin,
yeah,
and Angelo Reyes.
yeah, that was her
Yeah, but
ex.
so me and Angelo Reyes were real tight.
Yep, yep. It's coming together now.
Yeah,
Yep,
me
yep.
and
I remember
Angelo
that. Yep,
Reyes were super tight
yep,
when at Norplast,
yep,
and me and him used to work together. We used to not only work together at Norplast, but we used to do side stuff together,
yep. We did too.
right?
Yep, yep,
So then I would always go. That's how I started going to the South End. I would go to the South End and I would meet Angelo, and he had this right off the expressway, this little house, and we
yep.
would go there, and I'd go upstairs
The
and meet him.
duplex. Yep.
I remember one time the house got raided and they shot all the dogs downstairs, his brother's dogs and shit. That shit was crazy. Anyways, that's how I met Ruth Ann, and that's how I met him. And I
Yeah,
think maybe that's how me and you. I keep thinking like,
it was right there by Latinos,
yeah,
behind
right behind
Latinos.
Latinos,
Yep,
that little duplex.
yep. We used to party over there all the time.
Yeah.
Yep,
So Ruth Ann is your cousin.
yep.
Oh,
She actually
okay.
passed away, man, when I
Yeah,
was in
no,
prison,
sorry.
and yeah, that's the only time I cried, bro, in
Yeah,
prison when I found that out.
yeah. Anytime I see their son, man, I always say what's up to him.
Yeah, he looked just like
Like,
his
yeah,
dad.
both of them for real.
Yeah.
When you see him, you can see Angelo and you can see Ruth Ann in him.
Every time you see Jello, he was always smiling and oh, what's up?
Bro,
Yeah,
Angelo was this. He was so funny. He was a comedian, a rapper, everything,
yeah. He,
dude.
he used to DJ too.
He was a as Ruth Ann too.
Yeah,
Ruth Ann was the shit. Like they used to be
Hustle.
cranking, bro. They was hustlers.
Yeah, for sure. Yep, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
That's one thing. Yep, I can say about her and him.
Mhm.
Definitely knew how to get the money.
He used to call me White Jeezy. Every day I'd be like, "What up, Jello?" He'd be like, "What up, White Jeezy?"
Yeah, Jello
That
was
was
a
my
good dude,
dog.
man.
He looked out for me. I could go into any South Side party, and with him, he was like, I'd be like nervous, like, "Oh man, people don't want me here." He'd be like, "Shit, you going here with me? Everything's good." And he was really respected in the South End.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jello, big Jello. All right, so where we at?
It's about going to school and stuff. I, started going downhill.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I think I dropped out. Man, I think I was like a 9R. But anyways, I was so out of control, bro. My mom let me move to Texas after my dad died. I was like 16, right?
Mm,
And I used to get the Social Security checks from my dad passing away or whatever, you know
yeah.
what I mean? So my mom would send them to Texas every month for me. I moved to Killeen, Texas with my friend or whatever. And I stayed down there for a while, bro. I wasn't doing no better down there, drinking, going out.
Mm,
I had my brother Raj send me a social security card and stuff. So I got me a fake ID saying that I was 18,
mm,
right? And a quick story, real quick. I lived in Killeen, Texas. It's about an hour from Austin.
mm,
So me, my friend, and my dude, we go to Fiesta San Antonio. I'm 16, bro, right? Drinking at the Fiesta.
mm,
Some dude with the yellow raincoat grabbed me on my shoulder. Hey, you got ID? Yeah, I gave it to him. That's my brother Roger's name, but my
yeah,
picture, right?
yeah.
So they gave me a ticket for underage drinking. I never went to court, like I ain't caring. But anyways, my brother Raj did time or whatever.
Yeah.
He said that when he got out, they said he had a warrant down in San Antonio.
Yeah.
But that was from me using it.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, what? I ain't never even been to Texas. How I got a warrant down there? Oh man.
Man.
But yeah, man, I moved to Texas and stuff, and I did same thing. Like I said, drinking, fighting down there. Like everybody I always hung out with. I was like 120 pounds. Oh yeah, that's another thing too. Don't forget the camera ads, 25 pounds cheap. But I was drinking and stuff down there, right? And acting the same way I did over here. I stayed down there for about a year, I think it was. And I used to call home frequently and stuff. And I called home one time, and my brother told me that they were down here making money. What? Like, okay, I'm on my way back.
Mm,
So I kind of ended up coming back to Toledo because
mm.
my brothers were down here hustling already, and that's when I got my hands into, you know,
How old were you when that first happened?
16. Yep.
16. And you talked to him, and he was up here in Toledo, and he's telling you, "Get your ass up here. We got a way to make some money."
He really didn't say come home. It's just
Yeah,
like
just
what
telling
they
you.
were making. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I come home and my mom's got a boyfriend. This was like first time ever meeting anybody, man.
Mm,
But him and my brother-in-law, they picked me up from the Greyhound, and they had a bottle of tequila and stuff. They were all drunk, happy to see me and stuff. But anyways, man, so I met my mom's boyfriend. I wanted to beat him up. You know what I mean?
dude, I swear, me and you have a similar life.
I was like kind of crying a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, oh no, my brother's like, no, he's cool, he's cool.
yeah. I want to beat up my mom's boyfriend too when I first met him. Yeah, I threw a hammer at him and everything.
Yeah. So they brought him. They brought him in the back door, man, and I shook his hand or whatever. Look, real small little Mexican dude from Mexico or whatever.
No.
But anyways, yeah, he had threw me like $1,000, bro. So I
Mm.
was like, okay, this dude's cool. You know what I'm saying? But
Roger's like, chill, chill.
but eventually we went to work, and
Yeah.
that's when I started selling weed. And between me and my brothers,
Was he the plug?
yeah,
I had a feeling.
yeah. My, I mean, I know she ain't gonna care now, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's always been a family business from my mom and me and
Mhm.
my brothers. But that's when I started selling weed, bro. And we used to get a couple 100 pounds
Mhm.
each time, and then split it up between me and my two brothers. You know what I mean? So we're getting 100 some pounds
Yeah.
a piece. You know what I mean? And that's how it all started, bro. And I made my first little sale with the little ounce. dude asked me could I get more. I'm like, yeah.
But who taught you? Because I remember I taught my cousin Carlos taught me how to weigh things out. And I remember teaching my little brother. My little brother's like, how much is this? How much is a quarter weigh? Like, who taught you? Like, when you got here from Texas,
Well, before that,
you was
just like
already in the game.
just before that, like just from being around like everybody in the streets, like kicking it
Mhm.
here, you learn what little ounces of powder are and
Yeah, yeah.
little 20 sacks and stuff like that.
So you was already watching it.
Yeah, so I already knew the little basic stuff, you know what I mean? But this time it was dealing with the pounds.
But
It's
then
like
they gave you a bunch of pounds right off the top, or did they give you like one at first?
I could basically have whatever I
You
wanted.
right from the get?
So
That's crazy.
there was this dude that at Johnny's. I don't know if you remember Johnny's, but
Johnny's.
I had told the story to a bar on LaGrange.
Mhm.
It used to be all
I've
numbers,
heard of something. Yeah, I think so,
all
Johnny's.
underage people, bro. And there was this black dude I met there and shit. We got real cool, and I had went to the payphone when I came back. You know, we had a little bit of weed, so I took him my ounce and stuff, and he said he'll call me or he'll page me or whatever. That's when we had pagers and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, back in the day.
So long story short, man, he ended up paging me. I went and met him on Bancroft, and this is the first time I met my dude that I was giving it to. You know, he's sitting in the back. I show it to him and stuff. He's like, "Can you get more?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I gave him we exchanged information and stuff. And
Mhm,
back then I was doing it for 700. So he texted me like, "I need 10 of them."
mhm.
So I mean, I'm sorry, he paged me. You know, I need
Yeah,
10 of
yeah.
them. So I took him my first 10 bowls, bro. And then after that, it just kept on going up and up,
Mm.
100 pounds at a time. You know what I mean? Each time I would just drop him off 100 pounds. And
Then he would always come back with the money.
yep. Sometimes I would front, you know what I'm saying? Because he would always come back with it. But yeah,
Mhm,
but sometimes he would have 30, 40 up top. You know what I mean?
mhm.
And it's crazy because I had said this in my other one. Like, I was carrying around duffel bags that weighed damn near as much as I did. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? That's
because you were
crazy.
that light back
Yeah.
then.
That was a lot of work, man. Like, breaking up that many
And
pounds.
that was back in the like when it was all like brick pack.
Yeah, yep,
Yeah, it was like
yep,
you had to like peel it,
yep.
the pounds. You had
We
to,
used to use the big screwdrivers and
yeah,
yeah, and weigh them
I
all up.
remember that. And there was like a bunch of seeds,
Yep.
stems. Sometimes
So
it smelled like perfume.
yeah, we would get some good stuff back in the day
Yeah,
though too.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
But
uh,
every once in a while, you get like one package that's all messed up.
molded and
Yeah,
yeah,
like you'd be like, "What the heck?" Like I ain't.
yeah. It's a lot of work, man. It's a
It's a
lot of work
lot of
put into
work.
it.
Dude, we grew up similar because I grew up in a Cuban family that had like a bunch of drugs in and out, and I used to have to. I would have like you know the garbage cans full of money, like giving it to like the Mexican guys. They'd be packing it back in their cars, sending it back to Mexico.
Yep.
So we lived like similar. Like we grew up. Like when you're telling me your story, I'm like, wow. I'm like,
Yeah.
dang, that's like we grew up a lot, different lives, but similar. So
It,
so first it was all weed, but then eventually what it was just all weed.
yeah, it was weed for a long time. I did that for a while. You
And
know,
you guys were like buying cars. You guys were like,
I made my first 100,000, bro, before I was 18 years old. I had a lowrider that had over 25,000 into it. We all had lowriders, you know what I
Mhm,
mean? I had a 62. My brother Raj had a 64 Galaxy, and Rudy had a 73 Impala.
mm,
And I won trophies at the lowrider show for it and stuff.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
I remember your
But
cars.
it's crazy because it's like, man, where did all that money go? You know what I mean? Back
Yeah.
then, I wish I had the mentality I do now because I would have had businesses, and that's
I
crazy. You know what I
know.
mean?
You guys didn't start no businesses, nothing
No,
with all that money.
no. It was always like, all right, I'm about to blow this 10,000, and
Yeah,
I'll just make it back on the next one. You know what I mean? That's the way
yeah,
you think when you're young.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I know nobody ever taught me nothing. You know what I mean? I didn't know how to invest or do anything like that. I was going to strip clubs and not even 18 years old yet, bro. Going to strip clubs, got VIP there and bars, drinking. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
just
Just spending money, not even thinking about anything about
yeah,
tomorrow or nothing.
no,
And okay, so the weed would just come from like Mexico or something,
yeah, yep,
just hundreds and hundreds of
yep.
pounds, and there
Duffel
was,
bags,
and then you guys would just distribute it all over Toledo, and then just send the money back
yep,
and make a profit on each
yep.
whatever.
I was making about 10,000 every time, so we would get it once,
Just
twice a
crank
month.
them
You know what I
out.
mean? Yeah. That's crazy, bro. Thinking about that, like
Yeah.
so young, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
You
Toledo's so small, but we got the certain Mexican families or Latino families that
Mhm.
always been in the game, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody knows who they all are, but
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean? It's crazy.
Hey, you know, when you say that to me, and then knowing that you made so much money by the time you're 18, when I go to like by them dispensaries in Michigan,
Hmm.
they got lines wrapped around outside, and there's one across the street. They're all so they got to be making so
Oh
much
yeah,
money, dude.
yeah,
They're growing money on trees in Michigan.
yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy how
The
they
dispensaries, they're making so much money.
taking away from everybody else's pocket now. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
they got so much
That was a
money.
smart move for them,
They're
though.
printing out money over there now. Dang, so you guys was cranking, and it was like all you guys, but it's just you and your brothers, your
Yep,
family and stuff.
yep. Me and my brothers, my two brothers.
Do they get mad that you talk about this stuff, or this is such a long time ago,
I'm a
right?
grown man. Yeah, this was when I was a teen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's nothing that could ever happen from this because this is all when you were young.
Yeah.
You weren't even 18.
Nope. Moving, like I said,
Yeah.
moving all that weight.
Did you guys
So
ever get in trouble for the weed and
yeah,
stuff?
we got raided. Yep.
Oh, you did?
And it's crazy because it was so long ago. I went to CSI for it. I ended up getting a drug abuse charge. My brother Roger did a little bit of time, but we got raided. Man, they found. I thought it was 69,000, but my mom said it was like 169,000. So yeah, and she was in Vegas at the time, so I was in CSI going crazy, like thinking I'm about to do life, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy because and what messing me up, man, is I'm not gonna lie. Seeing my dad act the way he did when he was drunk, you know, he was always suicidal and stuff.
Mhm.
I never understood why. You know, that kind of when you see that kind of stuff, it pushes on to your kids or to you or whatever. You know what I mean? Because kids see, they do
Yeah,
what they see. You know what I mean?
it's like a trauma built in.
So you know, I tried to do that stuff a couple times. You know what I mean? And I thought it was cool, man. When they took me to CSI, you know, they question you, ask you this and this. You ever thought about suicide? Yeah, I thought about it. They put me in a cell, bro. No
Yeah,
sheets, no nothing. The little, you ever been to
yeah,
CSI?
you can't
The
say
little
that.
plastic
Yeah,
mattress was all cracked up, smelled like pee
yeah,
with
yeah.
one wool blanket, bro. I'm like,
Oh.
oh man, like what did I do? You
Yeah,
know what
don't
I'm saying?
ever like don't if you guys ever go to jail, don't say that.
Yeah. Just pray
They'll
to God and don't ever tell them you thought about suicide before,
no,
because
because then they'll treat you like you're like
yeah,
under some they might even put one of those things on you and wrap you up like that.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
That was bad though, bro. I remember that
Dang.
mattress, bro. I'll never forget that mattress. You could just tell, just
Yeah, it's all nasty.
yeah. I hate it. Oh man, that was a
So
bad experience though. But yeah, man, we went through that. Like I said, I was there for a couple of weeks till I got out. I ended up getting a drug abuse charge. I had to go to be on probation, do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
do you think that the $69,000 and then your mom saying is 169? A lot of times back in the day, they would write down 69,000 and then they would keep the police would keep a lot of the money.
They actually did that, and that's crazy that you said that because
I didn't even know. I'm just saying
well, no,
that.
they did. They did because my room was the first room up to the stairs to the right, right.
Yeah,
And I was putting together my car back then, and I had like 8 G's on my bed counting it, you know, smoking
yeah.
before I started hearing the door trying to get kicked in. But I remember on the paper that they give you, it said that they only found like 3 grand in there. I'm like,
Mm,
that's a lie.
yeah.
So they definitely
Yeah,
pocket, you know what I
of
mean?
course they did that, especially back in the day. Back in the day, they would rob the drug dealers. The cops would rob the drug dealers all the time. They would raid you just to rob you for the money, and then they would act like sometimes they would act like they don't find nothing,
Yeah, they
just
were.
take your money.
I remember they were making jokes about it too, because I want to say it was around Christmas time. 'Cause they're joking about buying screen TVs and
Mm,
this and this, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And while we're on the floor on our knees and
yeah.
stuff, yeah.
So did that? What did that do? Did that ruin everything, or did you guys still grind after that?
No, yeah, it's still grounded. Just
Yeah,
stop for a little bit, you know what I mean?
yeah. It
But
kind of slowed things down for a little
yeah,
bit.
I ended up having my first kid and yeah, slow down for a little bit, yeah. And I thought about it, bro. Like I've always did something, even after my brothers and them stopped. Like I still have my own little plug down there,
Hmm.
and like I was getting stuff sent to me, other kind of ways and
Yeah.
stuff. So I was always doing something.
Because you always had ties to Texas too, right? Because you lived in
Yeah.
Texas, right?
Yep.
So besides your mom's husband or whatever, you
Boyfriend.
had
Yeah.
or her mom's boyfriend, you had your own little ties to Texas, right? Or
Yeah.
no?
Yep.
Okay.
And that's
I
how
just had a thought, so I thought that.
that's how I kind of went on, drifted on my own. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And then after that is when I started working at Walgreens. After a while, I was still doing things on the side. It wasn't as big as before,
Mhm.
but I was doing things on the side and stuff. And I got me a new car and stuff. Like, let me find a little part time job or whatever, but
Mhm.
turned into a full time job, and I worked there for a little bit.
The warehouse thing,
Yeah, at
Walgreens.
Walgreens, yeah, at the warehouse.
I know a lot of people that used to work there.
Yep. But yeah, man, I've always been around that kind of stuff and that street life. You know what I mean? And how I want to start talking about, before I get into this, man, I just want to let everybody know and let you know I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect, and I struggle every day. You know what I mean? This having faith and stuff is true because if you don't keep that faith, you don't keep that hope. Like
Mhm.
you'll fall off quick. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So I struggle every day, bro. But
me too, bro. Me too.
like how this started with my testimonies and stuff, man. We'll get in, if you don't mind me getting to
Yeah,
that.
just give me one. Let me check the phone.
Okay.
Just stay on it. We're back. I just wanted to like refresh it because sometimes it takes longer to upload the videos if you make them too long. So you gotta kind of cut them in 30-minute sections.
Okay.
So that's why. So yeah, go ahead. Tell me what you were gonna tell me.
But this is I try to think about like you'll hear my stories as we go, but I thought about like how did God come into my life? Like when did I start being blessed? And it took me back to it was either 99 or 2000. The mother of my first child, Erica,
Hmm.
she has a half sister named Tamika McGee. I've always contacted her about, to pray for me, stuff like that, because she's always been in church and stuff. She's from Detroit.
Hmm.
And you ever heard of the Winans family?
Hmm.
Pastor Winans or whatever. It's a real big family in Detroit. They got
Okay.
like gospel music and stuff. They got daughter Cece Winans and them.
Oh, okay.
But
I think I've heard of that name.
we went to church. It's all black church. Went to a church in Detroit, right? This was either 99 or 2000, bro. I can't remember.
Mhm.
But we're in a big auditorium, bro, and they're calling the pastors calling people to come down. The auditorium's like this. The stage is up front. We're right here. He's calling people to come down, to be saved or whatever. And Tamika, she looks at me. She's like, Alex, you want to go down there? Like, I'll go with you. I'm like, nah, I'm too cool for this stuff. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? I'm still trying to figure things out, looking around and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
man, all these black people in here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not
Yeah.
about to go down there, be the only Mexican down there, this and this, right? So she's like, "You want to go?" I'll go with you. I'm like, "No, that's all right." And something told me, bro, to go up and get up and go down there.
Hmm.
So she was sitting on there, and I'm like, "Hey, excuse me, let me get up." She's like, "I'll go." I was like, "No, I'm all right." So I walked down there, bro, and I'm facing the stage. True story. I'm facing the stage, right? I don't know what to think. I don't know what to do. The pastor is down on the right hand side, touching people. You know how you see it on TV where they touch people and they fall?
Yeah, yeah,
And it's always fake. You know what I mean? You see all
yeah.
these people are actors and stuff. So I'm putting my hands up. He's getting closer and closer. And I see everybody that he's touching is falling, bro. Like, man, I ain't about to be part of this act. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
do I just act like I'm falling or what? When he touches me, like I'm thinking all this in my head, right?
Yeah.
He gets to the person next to me, and I see the dude fall, bro.
Yeah.
I put my hands up. I close my eyes. I swear to God, dude touched me like a baby, just barely tapped me on my stomach, and it felt like somebody just shoved me, bro, like just like punked me, you know
And
what I
you
mean?
fell?
And I fell and somebody caught me, bro, and I started crying. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, thank you, God, but I'm thinking to myself, like, did this just really happen to me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what was that? It didn't I didn't feel nothing come in me, but I felt like the power of that soft push, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like somebody shoved me. So I'm like, man, this is real.
Yeah.
Like that right there, bro, is what I think saved my life of these stories that I'm gonna tell you that put my foot in that door. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
After that, I used to smoke weed a lot and stuff. I stopped drinking. I stopped smoking for a while. I did real good, bro. And then I started falling off again. Like I said, if you don't keep that faith, you don't have that hope, it's easy to fall off. So I started falling off again, bro. I started getting into trouble again, doing little things on the side, you know what I mean? And my first time ever remembering, I didn't think about this till afterwards, till like I was in prison and realizing what it was my first vision that God had gave me. My mom lived in Mexican Town in Detroit. She had married some guy up there. So she stayed in Mexican Town. It was my first time ever going up there. I took my brother Rudy and his ex up there to see Intocable, a Mexican band. We go up there, we party, we're drinking, doing líneas, all that stuff, right? Him and his girl come back to Toledo. Remember, bro, this is my first time ever in Detroit. I stay there with my mom. We partied all night, right? I get up, I'm in my Stacy Adams and dress clothes and stuff, like hungover. She's got carnitas and stuff on the table. Mijo, go eat, go eat. Like, no, I need some air. So I go out on her front porch, bro. First time ever there. I sit down on the chair on her front porch, look down, you know what I'm saying? A guy rides by on a bike. He's staring at me. And he's going this way down the street. All of a sudden, I'm laying next to this red truck that's down to the right of me, a couple houses, and people are standing over me. Help him, he's dying, he's dying. All of a sudden, bro, I'm back on my mom's porch. I'm getting the chills thinking about this. I'm back on my mom's porch. Like, what was that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what, like, first time ever, people call it deja vu and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's a vision. Now that I know it's a vision,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I go in the house, I tell my mom, like, take me back to Toledo. I wasn't driving or nothing back then. Mom, take me to Toledo. Oh, I don't feel like driving, you know, this and this. Like, mom, I want to change, take a shower and stuff. Oh, I'll put some of her husband's clothes on. Oh, I want to put my own stuff on. Well, let me see if somebody will ride with me. She ended up finding somebody to ride with her. They dropped me back off, bro. Not too long after that, it was the same night or the next night. It was the same night, I believe. My sister asked me did I want to go to Detroit with them because his name was Francisco. Francisco was in the hospital. I'm like, what? What happened? Come to find out, the guy that rode by on the bike was a gang member from Mexican Town in Detroit that he had beat up the weekend before that, which I didn't know nothing about.
Mm-hmm.
And they came back that night when I had left for revenge. They heard the dogs barking outside. So he got up. They had another guy living with them too. So he got up to see what it was. They had the house surrounded, I guess. So he wasn't no sissy, you know what I'm saying? He'll fight.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes out and to fight these guys, and they start just beating the crap out of him. But my mom said they had like fence posts and stuff. Like this dude, bro, when we went to the hospital, I mean, gashes on his face, his back, like big, bro. They
Damn, so
damn
it
near
could
killed
be
him.
your life.
Yes, but
Because that could have been you there.
and that's exactly what I'm gonna say because the guy that was living with them, he was from Mexico too, and I guess he tried to get off the porch, and they told him in Spanish like they pulled the gun out. You come up off that porch, you know, like you're done basically.
Mm-hmm.
Me being the way I was back then, I wouldn't have cared. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I would have been off that porch and probably that would have been
Right
it. You know what I
there,
mean? Like that right there, bro. That's like one of my biggest things when I think about it. Like it's crazy that I had that experience. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
To actually see myself dying in a place that I've never been, like know that I'm blessed. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. Yeah, because it's like you've seen something that could have happened, so then you avoided it.
Yeah.
Something like a vision,
And I always went. You know how you get that gut feeling when
right?
something's bad. I never went with it, bro. Like I'm glad I went with that feeling
Yeah.
that day. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't be where I am today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, after that, I was still. That's when I was back into drinking and all that again. So you know what I'm saying? I came back.
Mm-hmm.
I was still going out. I started working at Walgreens. I ended up meeting the mother of my two youngest kids there.
Mm-hmm.
We were going to the bars, and I ended up getting in another situation, sticking up for somebody. I got gutted. They stabbed me. I mean, I got saved there. You know what I mean? Like I've been through a lot of stuff, bro, and like just seeing how God, like,
You were in a bar fight and someone
yeah.
stabbed
You
you?
remember Rambles
Rambles, yeah.
across from the Charleston?
Yeah.
Well, it was me and my ex were there sitting there, and it was a higher up table.
Mhm.
That was on July 3rd. A lot of stuff had happened that Fourth of July weekend. That's when the one dude got shot downtown and all that. But
Mhm.
we're sitting there, and a couple of the little Southsider cousins came up, said what's up to me. As they were talking to me, somebody comes up and says something to them. And me being around in the streets, I could see the negative look on people's faces, so I know what's going on. So I jump up out my seat and I pull my blade out. Like, what's up, bro? This and this. And me and the guy are face to face, and there's three of them on the side of me. Oh no, I don't want none. Oh, it's cool, this and this. So I go to put my knife away, and I made the mistake of looking down. And when I looked down for a second, I just started getting hit from everywhere. So I pulled it back out, and I just started swinging, bro. And I remember a chick hit me on the side of my head with a bottle, and I just started swinging that way, right? Somehow I ended up, remember they had the real big windows on the wall right there?
Yeah.
Somehow I ended up in front of them in a fetal position like this. And I was getting kicked from both sides and stuff, right? I still had my knife. I don't know how I did it, but I had got up. I pushed myself up and I'm backing up, bro. I'm backing up. I'm looking around like, where's my little cousins and them at? They're outside the bar watching me. What the hell? Excuse me. I hear my ex start screaming, "You're gonna die. Oh my God. You're gonna die." I look over, bro, and there's one pool table in there. Big old dude's coming at me with a knife. I look down. I'm leaking. They got me right here, all the way down. Both legs are all just red. Just that's how much I was bleeding. You know what I mean? But he's coming at me with a knife, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I'm like dazed. I don't know if that's kicking me in my head too or what, but I'm dazed, bro. And thank God I was smart enough to use that one pool table for my advantage. He's coming one way, and I'm like keeping it between us, going around the other way, right?
Mhm.
So they had the one door over there. I seen the door behind me. I took off running, and I ran to the train station right there. I passed out. I don't even know how long I was passed out for, but I remember jumping in my caddy and my ex are driving it, and she's doing like 80. This how stupid I was back then. She's doing like 80 down Broadway, taking me to medical college. I'm cussing at her, yelling at her to slow down because she's about to get us pulled over.
Yeah.
She's like, "You're about to die." I'm like, "You're about to get fucking pulled over, this and this." So I go wake up my cousin Drew, bang on his door. They wake up.
Your cousin Drew just cut hair?
Ruth Ann's brother.
Oh, okay.
And I wake them up, man, and asked him if he had any beer. So he gave me a Corona. I'm sitting there
Oh, I know
slamming it.
Drew. I know Drew.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
probably do.
everything's brother.
Yep. So I'm slamming it, and I called my sister and my brother-in-law. They come over there, but I asked his wife, "Did she have a rag?" This how big the wound was. Like I opened it up to stuff the whole rag in there, bro. And yeah, I sat there for a minute. By the time I went to the hospital, the blood was dried and stuff. Like I could have died, you know what I mean? But I'm
Yeah.
not thinking that detectives came and all that. I made up a story and told the detectives. It was in the newspaper and everything. I told the detectives that I was at a house party on Buckingham in the hood, and that somebody started trying to fight, or somebody was fighting, and I tried to break it up, and I think they got me with a bottle or something. But they knew it was,
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean? But yeah, man, that's another time when God saved me. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at it like that. But I mean, I didn't look at it like that back then.
Back then you didn't, but now
Yeah,
you can look back and
yeah.
see that
Like
Jesus was with you.
I've been blessed quite a few times, bro, where I should have been dead. I told you with the brain injury when
Yeah,
I
tell
got.
me about that.
Um, there's this guy, man. He's from the other side of town, and he was with my ex. Things that happened between us where we had some words over situation. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I really don't remember this day, but because I used to drink a lot. I was always drinking Hennessy and stuff back then. But I was always solo. Like I rode solo everywhere. And East Side and the South Side, I was at after midnights. It's now called the Cantina.
Mhm.
But the East Side and the South Side dudes were fighting. All I remember is just walking outside. That's it. Next thing I know, I'm getting up and there's this white dude driving my caddy. Like, who the heck are you? Like, get out of my shit, this and this. I start going off. So I go home, and he gets out. I go home. I go to sleep. I'm working at Walgreens at the time. I wake up the next day, bro, and I feel like a real worst hangover I ever had, right? Like my eyes feel like they're going cross-eyed and stuff. So I called this girl that I'm talking to at the time. Hey, what's going on? She's like, are you okay? I'm like, what you mean I'm okay? Yeah, they said so and so hit you in the back of the head and knocked you out, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what? Like, I ain't even know none of this, you know what I mean? So I called my cousin Drew up and I was talking to him. He's like, man, cuz you should probably go to the hospital. And at the time I was staying on Beach Street right off of Stickney. So I'm like, okay, man, I better go because this was the worst hangover. And after hearing I was hitting the head, like something's got to be up. You know what I mean? No lie, bro. I got in my car, called off work. I got in my car and I drove myself to St. Vincent's, which was probably like a 3, 4 minute ride, but it seemed like hours. As I'm driving, I'm nodding out. And you know how you got the little thing in the steering wheel? Like I'm to that point to where I'm looking through that to try to get to the hospital. I pull up to the emergency room. I parked my car like right in front. I went in and told them I had head injuries or whatever. I don't remember what happened after that. I just remember the chaplain, the lady from the chaplain or whatever. I was laying on her bed. She came, she held my hand, and she asked for a contact number. I'm like, why? She's like, sir, we need a contact number immediately. She rubbed my hand. I'm like, am I gonna die? Like, you know what I mean? I remember tears falling from my eye, and that was it, bro. Then I woke up a couple weeks later. But come to find out, dude had when he hit me, my head hit the curb, bounced up and hit it again. So my brain was swollen and it was bleeding in the front and the back. Cause you know what I mean? So it was some serious stuff. And it was crazy, man. Cause I remember like hearing people in somewhat of shadows, but I don't know who it was. You know what I mean? People were telling me they were coming to visit me. I don't remember. Like, you know what I mean?
Who was the dude in your side of your car? Was it the dude that hit you?
No, some white dude, and that's another thing.
Was he trying to save you or
Yeah,
something?
they were taking me home, and
Oh, okay.
that's the crazy part, bro. Because it wasn't until like a year or two after that, I think. There was this girl that I was real cool with. We used to be real good friends. She was actually the dude's cousin, and she seen that happen. And she said everybody was fighting around me, and she seen me just laying there. And this is what I mean. How God is good.
That's like an angel.
She is, and that's what I call her to this day. Whenever I see her, bro, I swear to God, she is a nurse. She said I wasn't breathing. So she gave me CPR right there and said I started coughing up blood and stuff. And that's when they picked me up, put me in my car, and they took me home. But yep, that right there saved my life, bro.
Yeah. There's a lot of times people think like God's gonna come down, but no, God is gonna send a person. God is gonna send a person to help you. If you read the Bible, when you read the Bible, you'll see that God sent Moses to do this. He sent Abraham to do this. He sends people to help people. Like all those angels, all those people that just so happen to be there at the moment you needed them. That's God.
A nurse at that too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
While everybody else was just watching me there, and you know what I'm saying, like laying there. Like that's crazy.
That's God protecting you, bro. Now that you look back at those moments, you can look back and be like, wow, I really had. That's why like right now it's so important the people we are, because God has been protecting us
Yep.
for all these times. You know how many times I've been in bar fights and I've been knocked out, and I've been all of a sudden my brother Dito comes out of nowhere and starts beating people. Like there's so many times where I could have got killed, but for some reason God has protected us because He has a bigger plan for us.
Yeah.
We just have to That's why we're still trying to figure it out. At least me, I'm still trying to figure it
Me
out
too,
my whole
man.
life.
Me too. Every day is a challenge, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. So where did that brain injury, is there stuff that still lingers on because of that?
I believe so. That's why I try to tell you I was trying to remember like my childhood and stuff.
Mm.
And I really can't remember, bro. It's like when I got out the hospital, I was supposed to go back for therapy and stuff, but I never made it back.
Mm.
I was like You know what I mean? I'm about to keep this in the streets. So I never went back for the therapy. I never went back for them to check to see if I was, my brain was better or whatever. And I kept it in the street, man. And I was gonna do something evil. You know what I mean? I was in the Charleston bar. I had a pistol on me, and I had a whole bunch of bullets in this pocket, and I was ready to do what I had to do. I'm sitting there drinking my Hennessy, bro. This is another blessing, and I never looked at it like a blessing. I'm sitting there drinking, waiting for this person to walk in.
You're thinking an eye for an eye.
Exactly. That's the way we grew up. That's the way I'm
Yeah.
raised.
Yeah.
And I see there's a front door and then there's a side door. And they were supposed to come through the side door. And I see all these lights shining on the wall. Get your hands up. This and this. Look back. It's a SWAT team.
Oh no.
The bar got raided. And I went to jail for having a pistol and stuff. I got my CCW charge.
Yeah.
But I was so drunk, bro. I woke up thinking I murdered somebody. So I called this girl I was talking to, and she was like, "Oh, they say you just got caught with the gun." I'm like, "Oh, thank you, like thank God." But that was a blessing, bro. Because if not, who knows? I would have probably still been locked up to this day.
Yeah.
I didn't look at none of that stuff as a blessing
No,
until I learned. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you thought, man, they caught me with a gun. They're gonna give me some time. Da da da. It doesn't look like a blessing at that moment, but God saved you from something that could have been way worse. So yeah.
All this happened while I was working at Walgreens too.
For real?
Yeah. So that was a rough. I think it was from 2005 to like 2009. I think I worked there. Dang. Where all that
And
stuff
then
happened.
what's up with you and Hennessy? Like what you had this thing where you just like drink shots of Hennessy, or was it like in a cup with ice?
It started with Hennessy and Coke.
Hennessy
And
and
then I
Coke.
used to double fist it, just straight Hennessy.
Just straight, warm or with chilled, or
No, just straight Hennessy.
Oh,
then on
wow.
top of beers. Yeah, I was when I was working, I was a weekend alcoholic, what they call it. Like I would just get tore up, bro, blackout, like
For real?
just dumb, yeah.
Do you feel like a lot of that's from, you said your dad and that kind of like growing up? Because a lot, like when you read the Bible, you see that a lot of these things are like generational curses.
Yep.
And if we keep them going, like we watch our dad drink, then we drink, we watch our dad smoke, then we smoke, and then we even say it's okay for our kids. Like some of us adults, like me, I thought smoking weed was cool. My dad smoked weed. I smoked weed when my son was like 16. I'm getting him weed.
Yeah, we used to smoke
when I shouldn't. I should be a better dad.
Yeah.
But no, now I found God, and I'm like, oh, son, I'm so stupid for even showing you that.
If us as men, if we don't break that cycle with our kids, it's gonna keep on going and going. You know what I mean? Like I try to tell them, like my two youngest, after me being locked up, man, my relationship ain't the same with them. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, me too.
But you know what I mean? It's hard. But me and my oldest daughter, we got a pretty good relationship, and you know what I mean. I try to tell her stuff, and I mean, and at the same time, everybody got to learn on their own.
Yeah, of course.
Look what I had to go through to be to where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying?
So what happened though? Okay, so there was a time that you were out of the drug game, but then you ended up getting back in it. And tell me, like, what happened?
So when I was
you ended up going to prison and all that.
So when I was working at Walgreens,
so Walgreens was a little must have been all the pharmaceuticals, all that pharmaceutical in the air.
That's actually where I worked at too. Was our RX department. Any pills you could think of, we had.
Wow.
But when I was working there, man, I always been into art as a kid.
Oh yeah, you are an artist.
So I started looking at tattoo magazines and stuff. I'm like, man, I'm about to teach myself how to tattoo. So I bought all this tattoo equipment, bro, and I started teaching myself how to tattoo on people and stuff. And then the drug came back to me.
Was that because you were inside the tattoo shops, or
no? I was doing them at home.
You were doing them at home.
Yeah, at my own little setup.
But how did that get back into your? Like someone brought it to you? Someone came and got a tattoo from you, and
I just wanted to do it on my own, and I want to say I told my dude Flacco that I was tattooing. That's the first one I ever tattooed, and I just started putting it out there on social media, and man, I made a lot of good money tattooing, bro.
For real.
If I
Did
did,
you practice? You just practice on people?
yeah, yep.
Oh
Practice
wow.
on people, just went straight in. I did some bad ones, I did some good ones,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? But I taught myself. If I'd have still been doing it, bro,
You
I'd
be
have,
a good ass tattoo
oh my
artist, bro.
God. But as I was doing that, I started calling off work, messing the things up with work and stuff.
Uh,
And like, man, I'm making $1,400-$1,500 in a day doing tattoo party. I don't need this job, you know what I mean? And then the opportunity came back to me again with the drug game, and I started back up.
That's what I was wondering. Like, how does someone start back up? Just because of that's what I was wondering. Like, did you just started tattooing, but then when you said you start calling off work and you start, so then you have to start coming up with different ways to make
Yeah,
money and all that.
I've always been a hustler,
I
man.
know,
Like
yeah, I know you have.
I've always knew
You've always tried to come up with the
I
next
could probably
thing.
sell your shoes to
Yeah.
somebody outside right now. Like, you know what I'm
I
saying?
know you could. You're a hustler.
But I started back up, man. That's when I started back up selling drugs, and I didn't want all the. I think I tattooed for about a year or two, but it's like people constantly coming in and out your house.
Mhm.
And then once I got back in the game, I'm like, I can't be doing both of these because that makes it too obvious. And then if I got stuff here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then I stopped tattooing and I started focusing on.
Was it just weed,
No, it was
powder, and
anything you could think of. Yeah,
anything else?
there was weight too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yep. And we did that for a minute, and they watched us from 2010 to 2014,
Mhm.
and ended up getting indicted, bro. And it's crazy because I never messed with nobody I didn't know. I had this one black dude in Cleveland,
Mhm.
and the informant dude was an Italian guy. I never met him or whatever, and I was going to meet him because if I didn't do it, somebody else would have had to do it, right? And I didn't want that other person having to do it. So I had two cars going down to Cleveland. I didn't have license at the time. My ex was driving, and as we're going through Sandusky County on the turnpike off of 280, right there, all these state troopers are in the middle dividers, and I could see them coming out. The cars behind us, and I could see them pulling out. As we pass them, we're being set up.
Mhm.
So what I'm saying, they ended up pulling us over. This is where it gets crazy, bro. It was loaded. You know what I'm saying? We were loaded. They never found nothing. We was the car in front. The dogs, they brought the canines and everything. True story, man. That stuff is rigged up. I knew we didn't have nothing in our car, right?
Mhm.
I was a passenger. They pulled me out, whatever. They put me in the back of the state trooper car with my ex. They asked, could they searched it at first, and they asked, could they get the dogs? I'm like, I'm going off. Like, you guys are going to do it anyways. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Like, 'cause I know I didn't have nothing in that car, right? The dog started on my side, bro. The canine dog started on my side. It went around the car, went around again. That time the state trooper did something like this to my door. The dog started scratching it. Man, that's bull. I seen that, this and this, you know what I mean? So they come back, oh, well, our dog detected something until, we feel comfortable, we'll let you go. Like, man, I'm cussing, I'm going off, bro. A van, this is all on the side of the highway. A van pulls up. Somebody jumps out that van. At this point, I'm like, okay, what the hell is going on? Somebody jumps in the rental car, and we all follow each other to the state trooper building. So they take us out, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, all this for a traffic ticket? Like, I don't understand. They're like, oh, till we feel comfortable. They took us in this room, bro, and it's me and my ex. She even said the same thing. There's a state trooper sitting on the left side. Two guys walk in. One of them is bald, and the other one's got like long hair with a hat. The one guy sits on the right hand side. The other one pulls up a chair in front of me. I'm so and so with Homeland Security. I'm like, man, Homeland Security, like, don't you guys deal with terrorists?
Mhm.
Oh, we got smart ass, this and this. He's like, that's so and so with the DEA. And bro, they was all like on me, you know what I mean? They're like, do you want to help yourself? I said, help myself what? Like, what if we told you, because I had just came back from Texas with my cousin Ruth Ann. I took Ruth Ann down there with me.
Yeah,
I showed her, you know what I'm saying? Like, we went out down there and stuff.
yeah.
But He's like, what if we just seen you come back from the border? I'm like, all Mexicans got family down there, and you know what I'm saying? You know, you don't want to help your, you know what? I need a lawyer. Yeah, they got mad. Get him out of here, you know what I mean? So they put me outside the door, bro, and they left my ex in there. And as she's talking, I could hear her say, like, what car? What are you talking about? So I'm like, all right, cool. She's sticking to the guns, you know what I'm saying? So they never had nothing on us, bro. I prayed to God, God, please let me get away with this. True story. As we're getting pulled over on the side of the road, God, let me get away with this. Please, I won't sell drugs no more. God, I'm praying to God. Every word I can think of, man, I'm saying it to God, bro. It's a true story. We got away with it. They let us go. My people wanted me to go to the car, the other car. Man, forget you. Do you know I just got pulled over by Homeland Security? You send somebody down here and have them look at that car like I'm cool. So I stopped selling drugs, bro, for almost a year. And then that itch came back to me. And I started back up. And that's when they had our phones tapped and everything. And that's how I ended up getting caught up. Never been caught with drugs or nothing. It was all phone conversations.
So that time you got through. You didn't get in no trouble at all.
Nope, they didn't find nothing.
So,
They didn't have no.
So the second time, this time they did a full investigation. Is all wiretaps.
They were watching us at the time already, but you know what I'm saying. I'm not sure when they tapped my house or whatever, but they had. I think they had me on like 12 phone conversations.
Yeah, that's how I got caught.
But
all wiretap.
It's crazy though how I found out, bro. Is we stayed on Cecilia in the North End, right behind the old Leverett, at the dead end on the corner. They blocked it off now for the new Jeep plant.
Yeah.
But my little girl wanted to go to the store, and we had like a big backyard, right? And all behind us was industrial buildings, and you could walk down a little side street in Sunoco on Manhattan's right there. So I'm messing with my phone, right? And we're walking on the side of my house, and it's the regular Wi-Fi coming up or whatever. And I get to the back of my yard, bro, and it says Fed signal, like real life FEDSNGL, right? And another one was, I screenshotted it years ago, but I don't know what happened to it. Another one was FSXGN. There was like 4 different ones, right? So I back up to my house and they all go away. So I walk to the backyard again and they all pop up. I'm like looking around like, oh man, like
they're around somewhere.
Yeah.
Like in one of those houses or something, or in a van or something. I
kind of remember when I think they put the thing up, man, because it was a winter time. And I remember lights flashing. I got up and I looked because I was always paranoid. That's another thing too, to live free. I could never sleep back then, bro. I was always looking up for every sound.
Yeah.
So I seen the lights, so I grabbed my thing and I look out the window, and it's the Toledo Edison or whatever. They're up in the pole. Yeah. And I think that's what they were doing. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. In my case, when all the discovery came out, I got caught this case with Alejandro Garcia. I forgot his name.
Yeah, I was locked up with him.
So when we were looking at his thing, it said that they had put 2 cameras right in front of his house. He lives in front of the VAR park. The cops went on top of the pole and they put 2 cameras facing directly at his house. And they watched us for like years. The same exact time, bro, that you said that they watched you from 2010 to 2014. They were watching us too. Alejandro Garcia, me, like all of us, we got caught. It was like 27 of us.
Yeah, I think
in that indictment.
About that, yeah.
So you were in jail with a lot of the people that were in my own case.
Yeah, but they didn't have nothing on me, right? So I got scared, bro. I took off to Texas, and I took a train down there, and it's crazy because on the way there, they got you ever been on the train? They got the food cart, right? How they hook up the food cart. I was hungry, bro, and I'm like, man, I'm about to go get me something to eat. And then, you know how it's real tight, right? So I'm sitting there by myself, and then the older couple comes. And it's an older white man and a white lady, right? And I'm used to being stereotyped. I'm all tatted up. I'm nervous, wondering like if they're cops, and you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking out the window, man, and something just told me, introduce yourself. Hey, how you guys doing? You know, where you guys traveling to? Small talk, you know what I mean? They start talking to me. Oh, you look pretty young to be traveling by yourself, you know, this and this. Yeah, I'm going to Texas, go see a friend. I ain't seen a friend in a while, blah, blah, blah. I don't know why, bro. Complete strangers. I opened up to them
Mm-hmm.
and told them the story about my dad and all that stuff, finding him and just things that happened to me. Right,
Mm-hmm.
dude gets up right before they leave, and he says, "I don't know. Every day I wish I could remember the names." He said, "I'm so and so. I'm a pastor from Utah or whatever. This is my wife. We go around ministering to different churches around the United States."
Wow.
I'm just thinking like, dude, my eyes water like I just opened up, you know what I'm saying, to a
Yeah.
pastor like it's crazy. So he stood up, man. He goes to shake my hand. I seen there was money in it. I can't do it, sir. I'm sorry. He goes, I'm not gonna leave until you shake my hand. He's like, you still got to, because they were getting off at the next stop, right? He goes, you still got a long way to go or whatever. He's like, get some food on us. I'm like, no, sir. He's like, I'm not leaving until you take it. So I shook his hand. I'm like, okay, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. It was like 40, $60,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
just knowing that I opened up, you know what I mean? It's crazy, bro. Like just having them experience it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
who does that type of
Yeah.
stuff? Like,
That's a good thing because God wants us to. There's a scripture in the Bible. It says that our testimony is like very important. Like our stories, everything that's happened to you, all of these stories. It's right here. I forget what it says. It says, so do not be ashamed of the testimony about our Lord or of me, his prisoner. Rather, join me in the suffering for the gospel by the power of God. So
yeah,
our testimony is like really important. God wants us. That's why He's given like your story, everything you've been through. He's given that to you to help people in your situation.
that's crazy. Because like when I never told nobody like everything that happened to me, like I'm telling you,
Mhm.
but the little bits and pieces that I do, they're like, man, you really need to like let people hear that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just just to know, even if it just helps one person, bro, I'll be happy with that. You know what
Of
I'm saying?
course, and it will because these kind of stories. There's young dudes that they're Latinos like us, but they're still like in their 20s, and they still can't figure out. But if they see that eventually that we figured it out, we're trying, we're still
Yeah,
trying to figure it out. But maybe they can start trying to figure it out a little earlier, maybe in their 20s instead of waiting until they're like 30s and 40s.
yeah, yeah,
Because I'm trying to figure out my life now, but I'm 46.
yeah.
I
That's
wish I could have figured it out earlier in life.
I got a lot of little nephews, man, and I'm trying to point them in the right direction and tell them when I talk to them, you know what I mean? That street life, that ain't where it's at.
Yeah, I mean it never did anything for anyone in my family. Most of my uncles have been in prison or
Yeah,
some of them are passed away and it's just not good, man.
yeah,
And drugs and all that. What does it bring? It brings death, it brings prison, it brings I mean, yeah, it brings money, but listen, like there's so many different ways to make money. Like I clean houses now. I make money cleaning houses. I don't gotta worry about cleaning houses is like it's like selling work. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta keep getting houses
yeah,
instead of keep getting work, instead of keep putting myself in situations where I'm gonna go to jail. I can do legit clean houses
yeah.
legit. And that's it. And it's great. And
That
people keep hiring me.
that feels good not to have to look over your shoulders no more.
Yeah. Where do you work now? What do you do
I
now?
work in Bowling Green. I drive forklift.
Oh, okay.
I've been out there for a while, bro, and yeah, that was actually my third job when I got out of prison. But yeah, after that, I ended up coming back because I missed my kids, right? And that's when we got indicted. They actually handed out, opened up the indictment or whatever.
And you came back from Texas.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it was a couple months after that, and I ended up getting 60 months, which is 5 years in federal prison.
Mhm.
It's crazy because I never knew how it worked, but you know how they do the points and all that.
Mhm.
And my guidelines were 5 to 45. So I'm thinking like, damn, I could get up to 45 years for just phone conversations.
Yeah.
Like this ain't what I want to do. You know
That's
what I mean?
crazy.
But I ended up getting the mandatory minimum, man, and I went to Milan, Michigan, and I was there. That's where I served all my time at. And first first month I stayed there, bro, I stayed to myself and stayed in my bunk, you know what I mean, trying to get
Yeah,
used to things 'cause
I did that
I
too.
was in a dorm, man. It's
I
nasty,
did like 3
disgusting.
months like that.
It was disgusting
I
in
was
that
just
dorm.
watching, like, cause I didn't know nothing.
Yeah.
You
So
was just learning, like, watching,
yeah, yeah.
learning, see how people move.
People be like, "Hey, come on, get out your bunk."
Like,
No,
you
not tough.
didn't.
Yeah. So, I met a lot of Texas dudes everywhere. You know how it is.
Yeah.
And my dude Pancho, man, was the first one I met from Toledo. And that's when I started coming out more and getting to know more people and stuff. And you know what I'm saying? It was cool.
Yeah.
You you're away from your family, but you get family in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
Er-
create.
Yeah, it's like your own little world in there. You eat together, you cook together,
Yeah.
talk. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I met a lot of good dudes in there, man. But I stuck with the art thing in there, bro. And as you know, I paint now and stuff. I used to go to art school in there. They had a school where I got my GED in prison and everything.
Mhm.
I stayed busy, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't until I think my second year, bro, when I was in art class, there was this black dude named Zoe from Chicago. He seen me painting, right? He's like,
Mhm.
man, that's tight, this and this. So we started talking. And then somehow God got brought into this conversation. He's like, hey, man, I got this Bible study I do in the library. You should come check it out sometime. All right, bro, I'll do it. I kept on pushing him off. Kept on pushing him off for months, you know what I'm saying? And finally, one day on the move, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to the education building and see what this is about. So I walk in the education department, bro, and looking for him, and I see him sitting down, a bunch of black dudes. Oh, man, I ain't about to go to this. Same thing as with the church, you know what I mean? It was an all black church.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm not about to go to this. Like, you know how prison is, like all the Latinos, they stick together and stuff. Like,
Mhm.
I don't want the homies see me sitting with all these black dudes wondering what I'm doing. So I left, bro. And then I think it was like a day or two later, I went back and I sat at the table. And I still talk to him now. My mentor, his name is Montrese Kendall. He's from Wisconsin. He's an old gangbanger. He had 20 something years, but he got out on an early release or whatever. But I sat down at the table and he basically put me in my place right there. What's up, brother? What's your name? Brother Sanchez. This is brother so and so. This is brother this and this. We don't curse at this table. We don't do, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, let me see what this is about. So I took a Bible course in there, bro. Um, for a while. I was in there for some months. And I actually got a certificate for that to where I can actually teach it. And it's based on being free, spiritually free. You know what I'm saying? And I learned so much in there, bro. And it's crazy because a lot of people don't realize this because they never tapped into it. But the spiritual world is real. Like, they got that thing called sleep paralysis or whatever they want to call it, right? Where the
Yeah.
demons, I say demons, them demons hold you down. You can't breathe and stuff. I had that all my life, bro. All my life. When I went to Bible study, I learned how to pray. I learned how to fight them. And I'll never forget my first time being in my cell. They came to me. This time was different. Get off of me. I'm a child of God. Fighting back. And they went away, bro. And I remember waking up in my cell by myself. I'm like, I just did that. Like, that's crazy. You know what
You
I'm
got
saying?
rid
Like,
of it.
yeah. So I learned how to battle the
Yeah.
evil. You know what I mean? Like, it's deep, man. A lot
Yeah,
of people,
because we live in a spiritual world.
everything is spiritual.
Yeah.
Somebody's bad, like mean, whatever. That might not be them. It's the spirits that they got behind them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what you got to pray for is the bad spirits
Yeah,
off
it's
of people.
not it's not that it's not that people are demons. No, it's like some people have a demonic spirit inside of them. It's
Yeah,
not them.
and you don't know it until you dig deep into yourself, into the Bible, and you start reading. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't read my Bible in a while,
Mhm.
but I know what I need to do, and I know that it's real. And once you start tapping into that, bro, it's like that feeling is just great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because a lot of people don't understand that when Jesus went to the cross and died for our sins, as long as we believe in Jesus Christ, we try Jesus died for our sins. We don't have to do a bunch of good things to make it to heaven. We have to believe in him. We have to try to be the best person that we can every day, but we're going to fail every day.
Yeah,
Every day we're going to fail, but we got to keep waking up and keep trying. And by him, when he says, pick up your cross and follow me, that means every morning when you wake up, do a little prayer, thank Jesus, listen to
Yeah.
like a little bit of music for him. Pick up his cross means, when you see somebody, you tell them a little, hey man, you can give them a little short, one of your little stories, you know what I mean? Say, hey man, that happened to me, but look, I got out of it. That little thing right there is picking up his cross, planting a little seed here, a little seed there, like doing something on your social media, a nice little post. Those little things, man, that's what he wants you to do. He doesn't want us to be perfect.
Yeah.
He don't want us to be, so holy that, no, man, we can still be us. We can still be us. If he was protecting you when you were a gangster, when you were selling drugs, and when you were getting stabbed at the bar, if Jesus was there to protect you then, why wouldn't he be here protecting you right now with the man that you're trying to be right
Yeah.
now?
Yep.
Right?
Yes, sir. I know he's there.
Amen.
I know
And
he's there.
amen. Because that's why a lot of people think he's not with us, or he wasn't with us. But if he was with us when we was being bad, why wouldn't he be with us right now? He's with us actually right now, right here. They said when there's two or more speaking about Jesus, he's amongst us. This is like a church. You know what I mean? All you need is two people.
One thing I learned in Bible study, man, was we all got a purpose, but it's up to us to ask God to tap into that purpose to see what it is. You know what I mean? And He'll show you it for sure.
Absolutely.
Like,
Do you feel like your art and stuff like that, like all the hustles you make, is that
yeah,
your
definitely.
purpose?
Yep, definitely. Um, and he's on Facebook. You'll see him comment on my pictures, like doing God's work, and you're finally tapping into your purpose. You know what I mean? And it's crazy
Is that
because
your friend, your mentor?
yeah, his
Oh,
name is
okay.
Montrese Kendall, black
Okay.
brother. Um, what's crazy is because I learned to paint in prison. Now I oil paint. I know how to acrylic paint too, but I do nothing but oil now. And I had a conversation with my wife. She was always trying to get me to paint. We were talking a while ago, and she was always on me to start painting again because I would do little things for the house and stuff. You know what I mean? If you go in my house, my apartment, I got all kinds of pictures that I painted. It's kind of cool, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
Knowing that I did that.
Yeah.
So I actually started painting again, bro, last November, and to this day, I've been booked with paintings nonstop, back to back. And I finally made a Facebook again.
Yeah.
I think like April or May of last year. I've only had it for like 2 weeks, right? I posted a couple pictures of my art, and my niece sent me a message. Hey, so and so at Los Amigos, they were looking for somebody to do a mural, this and this. I'm like, 2 weeks with Facebook, bro.
Yeah.
So I get dude's number and stuff. Larry, that's my dude now, man. Good dude, real good dude. So I get his number, man, and I go meet him at Los Amigos. And he asked me how much. I told him or whatever. Excuse me. He's like, well, when can you do it? I was like, probably like Monday or something. This was like on a Friday. I was like, because I got to work, this and this. I'll call off work to make this money, right? So we sealed the deal or whatever. And I messaged him later on that night. I'm like, hey, how do you feel about locking me in the restaurant tomorrow? I'm going to try to get as much as I can done. Oh, Primo, I'll give you the key, this and this. Oh, what? Like, okay. So I went and got all the supplies, bro. And I went to Los Amigos that next day and I knocked it out. He gave me the key. I locked the doors, put my little music on. I sat there and I did that mural on the wall, bro. My first one.
Wow.
I knocked it out in 7 hours. I don't want to say how much I made, but I made some good money in that 7 hours, what people make in probably a week or two. You know what I'm saying? And I was blessed to do that, man. And after that, I did another family portrait of the original owners for him. I don't know if you ever been to La Paloma, but I want to say,
wow.
thanks to my cousin Jonathan, my family owns that. He's actually purchased like 7 paintings from me. So when you walk in there, you'll see all my paintings with my name on the wall of like Chalino Sanchez, Selena, Jenny Rivera. I did 2 Aztec ones. I did a Ramon Ayala.
Yeah, I seen some on your Facebook.
Yeah, so I definitely think that's my purpose, man. I love doing it. I love painting. Like, I'm just in my zone when I get into it. Them paintings take me anywhere from 40 to 80, 90 hours a piece, you know what I'm
So
saying?
it's not easy. It's not.
No, it's not.
It's something that you put your heart, your soul into.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And Also, I've seen that you sometimes you make a bunch of like burritos or so. I don't know
Oh
what you
yeah,
do.
I st-
Yeah, I seen you're a hustler, man. You be
yeah.
getting it wherever.
I cook. I gotta give a shout out to my dude Bill and Travis from my job. Two
Okay.
maintenance guys that I got real cool with, right?
Yeah.
And this dude that I know, his mom used to sell tamales and stuff.
Mhm.
So the one day they're like, "Man, what's up? You should be making this. You know, this should be you." I
Yeah.
said, "I don't know how to make tamales, bro. I know how to make burritos and other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, let us know. We'll get some. We'll try it out." No lie, bro. I started off with like the first time with like 4 enchilada dinners. Now I'm doing 40 to 70 at a time. Just that work on first
Yeah.
shift.
Oh
Burritos,
wow.
when I sell burritos, bro, I max out about 40, 50 of them at a time.
Yeah.
And then I got blessed. Somebody that used to work there, her name is Angel. They love the enchilada so much. Her mom and dad just had an anniversary not too long ago, and they asked me to cater for them. So I catered, bro. So
Their whole event.
yeah, I cooked for like 80 people, I think
So
it
you
was.
should do that too, bro. You should just put it on there like tomorrow on Facebook. I cater events.
Yeah, somebody had recently just asked me about
Yeah.
that. I'm like, yeah, just let me know how many people and the
Yeah.
date. You know what I mean? It's
You could
time
do it.
consuming.
I know, but you can make when I was looking for caterers, like it's like 4 grand.
Yeah.
4 grand to cater a wedding. So I mean,
See, and that's the thing too is I didn't know how much they charge for stuff or how that
yeah,
works, and I reached out to somebody who does that, but they never got back with me. So I'm like, all right, it's
yeah,
cool. I ain't worried about it.
yeah. You can do it where you can make sure they cover for everything, and then you make like a couple $100.
Yeah.
But if you really like, if you put it out there and someone says, "Hey, I want a Mexican, meal for my wedding," you can really charge, big money.
Shout out to all the Mexican restaurants in Toledo, but I guarantee you, dog, my enchiladas are
Top notch.
top there. Yeah, I promise
Yeah.
you.
Where that I used to work there. What do you work at?
That PBE in Bowling Green.
Yeah.
Yep.
What is it called?
Principal
Principal
Business
Business
Enterprise.
Enterprise.
Yep.
I used to work there. I used to be a forklift driver in the warehouse, and then a forklift driver like putting all those, those rolls and them
Oh
sacks
yeah,
and all
yeah,
that.
yep. We got that still. Yep. Yeah, the
Yeah.
roll clamp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I used to run line. I used to run the front one over there by where they made the socks. I
That,
ran that. I ran all that
what
stuff.
year was that?
This is a long time ago. I don't
Because
remember.
they don't got that no more.
Do they
They
sell the socks? Do they have the little
no,
socks anymore?
they took all that out.
Okay.
Yeah, they got a whole new building there. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
When I was there is when they first built that top part where the managers go up. They
okay.
used to never be there. They built all kinds of
Oh,
stuff
so that
there.
was a while ago.
That was a
Then yeah,
long time ago.
that was already there when I got there.
It was raggedy kind of when I first was there. Everything was older. But then they kept buying like new stuff. And now it's like when I drive by an expressway, it looks like a whole different building.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is because they got two plants or no.
Oh,
Well, they got two plants. The other one is about an 8 minute drive down further, right?
okay.
And that's where I started out at, and I was on crew. Boy, my old boss, he chased me to my car about 3 times because I was about to quit because
Uh-huh.
I couldn't do it, man. It was hurting my hands and stuff. And he's like, no, he would tell me, no, Alex, don't quit. You're a good worker. We can't lose you.
Mhm.
I was getting ready to quit, bro. That's how bad I hated that job. It was actually the line that they put me
What
on.
was that? What were you doing?
I was they make like adult diapers,
Yeah,
but the chute on these lines, you gotta like put this bag
yeah. I know
over
what
this
you're
little
talking about. I
square,
used to
right?
do that. Yep.
And that was hard for me. Like my hands would
Yeah,
get
because
cramped up and
it's like
stuff.
real tight,
Yeah,
and then and
yeah,
the machine pushing in and then you're putting in all these boxes and
yeah.
pallets and the string.
So I didn't like that, bro. It was getting to my hands and stuff like to where I couldn't close them. I got arthritis.
Like
So
carpal tunnels.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was getting ready to quit, man, and I seen a warehouse position came open. So I told my boss, like, hey man, I signed up for that position. He's like, did you? He was like, let me see what I can do. Swear to God, they called me the next day for an interview. And just like that, I got that bid.
Hmm.
So that's what I've been doing.
That's
Driving
sweet.
forklift.
I know a lot of people that work there. I don't know if they still work there, but I know like you like that dude John Cotterman.
Yeah, that's
I
my
know
dude.
him. He's a good ass dude.
Yeah.
And there's like the forklift drivers in the warehouse. There's a bunch of them. I don't know. I don't remember none of their names, but
The
I know
What
that.
shift were you on?
I was on, dude. I worked there for like a minute. I worked all different kinds of shifts. I worked third, second, first.
The ones who've been there for a while is some dude named Mike, Chad. I don't know if you remember them.
Yeah, I probably know them. There's a girl too with red hair or something.
No, we don't.
But they all got fired. They probably all got fired. It's
Yeah.
been such a long time ago when I worked there. Yeah, so but it's a good job though.
Yeah, it is.
Once you get the hang of it, you just like fill up all those little. So you work in a warehouse.
Yeah.
So you got to load. You got to make them SLTS.
We just once the lines get done making the pallets, we just pick them up, we wrap them, put the labels on them, and put them in the truck. Like you could really go to work in all white and come out in all white if you want. That's how gravy it is.
See, I was working third shift, and they would have me running around making them pallets where it's mixed, where I had to go to this over here.
Oh
and get
no, they don't
two
do
of
that no
these,
more. Nope.
And then I go over here and get two of these, and I would make these pallets, and then I would have to build the whole pallet all night
No.
long. I would be building all these like separate orders, and then I
Yeah.
would wrap them up, and then I would have to fill up these trucks. They pick them up and then more.
Yeah, John and them told me about that. Yeah, they don't do that
They
no
don't
more.
do that no more?
Nope. Straight from the lines. The lines stack them all, and you just take them. Yup. You don't gotta do that.
So somebody else does that then somewhere else or something.
No.
Because like there was like some places that would order only two of these size and only two of this and two of this and two of
I
that.
think that's what this older lady might do, but she's like, if damaged boxes come.
Man,
But yeah, everything is just all
man.
42 or 48 a pallet now. And you know what I mean?
Wow, it was crazy back then, dude.
Yeah, I
We
heard
were
it
like-
was. Yeah.
We would have to go around and do all these orders. They were called LTS or the old Dominion trucks would come and pick them up.
No, yeah, we don't do that no more. Thank God, because I probably wouldn't be there.
You would probably quit. I worked there all night long one night, and the boss came in the morning, and he said to me, "What were you doing last night? How come you didn't set up this guy's job? And how come you didn't set up?" I said, "Bro, I did my job." And he like said a bunch of things to me, and I cussed him out, and I called him a couple bad
Yeah.
words because he was a little, I don't know, he was a little
I
weird.
probably heard about him. Yeah.
Cussed him out, and then I left, and then I never got that job back, man. And then there's a one time where I was like, man, I need that job back, and I called up there, and they said, man, if you wouldn't have left, we would have hired you back because that guy, he harassed somebody else like a couple weeks later, and he got fired.
Yeah.
But since I walked off my job, they wouldn't let me get it back.
Yeah.
But it was a good job.
I know somebody else that did something like that.
It's called Trans Quality Diapers or some shit, right?
Yeah, Tranquility.
Transquality.
It's a good job, bro.
Dude, they be having diapers that are like this big, bro.
They're coming. Yeah, they're making
Like
all sizes.
500-pound.
I think it's 5X they're doing now.
And you guys make puppy pads still?
No, they don't do that no more.
Oh, dude, I used to.
Yeah.
Bro, don't tell nobody, right? But I used to take the puppy pad. I worked third shift, right? And then there'd be boxes like open and ripped open. I just take puppy bags home with me.
Yeah, that's why I started on driving there. I was on third shift, then the first shift bid came open, so I went to first.
Yeah, so they never had puppy pads?
Not
Ever
when I
since
was-
you've been
not
there?
when I was
But you heard about them?
Footwear was there.
Footwear?
Yeah, footwear was there with the socks and stuff.
Yeah.
But they took all that out.
Oh, no, man, that was a good business.
Shit, we got a new line out, bro. They're building another one right now. And it's gonna be an automatic pallet maker. Like the boxes are gonna be all automatic. And it's like every 3 minutes it's gonna make a pallet. That's fast.
You got to keep coming and get
That's
it.
fast, yeah.
Your forklift has the big blades on the side?
Clamps, yep. Clamps.
Those are good.
We got the regular forks,
Yeah.
but you only use them to grab bags or whatever you need. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you have to grab a bag and lift it up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm a beast at that stuff, bro. I'm a real fast paced worker, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So everybody loves when I'm on their line. A lot of people there don't like it, but I'm cocky with it.
Yeah.
I always say I'm the best, you know what I mean? Like
Bro,
I love it, dog. I'm telling you.
bro, what's crazy is me and you have a similar lives because I used to work there and I used to be a beast at that job too.
Yeah.
Because I'm like you, I'm a quick learner. I was up there with them all them bags and all that. That front line, there was a line all the way in the front that had all this like you had to put like this, it like grinded up all this like paper. We had to feed this thick ass paper in there.
Yeah, we don't gotta do none of that.
Dude, I had to get off the forklift, put the thing up, and get out, and then moved it, and then you had to get the paper, and it was like so thick, right? Well, that paper would grind it up, and that was the stuff that was inside of the diaper.
Yeah, no, yeah, we don't gotta touch that. The only thing we do on first shift, like second and thirds, they don't unload. They just worry about the lines. But on first shift, we got to unload all the material, send stuff out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So
yeah,
I don't. I hate doing the paperwork. That's the
yeah,
only thing I like. But everything else, bro, I'm a monster at it. Like
yeah,
I remember I told you I'm real punctual.
yeah,
So what made me be one of the best drivers, I say, is I time everything. So when they're going to a different product, I'll time it from when I grab the pallet to when they make their next one. So I know, okay, I got 10 minutes to go get the material,
yeah,
do whatever I want, text, whatever, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? That's
You
how,
have it all down.
yeah, yep,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I remember when I worked there, it was like you could actually figure out like exactly where you got to be at all times, and you got to make sure you're there. If not, the next pallet they're gonna build it, you got to move it out of the way, all that stuff.
they
Let me
love
take
me.
a small little break real quick.
All right.
What was you gonna say?
I was saying they love me there too with the cooking and all that.
Oh yeah,
My
man.
art, shoot.
I don't have a timer. I don't. My wife says. All right, we're back. My wife tells me all the time, like I make them too long, but I'm like, I'm not gonna like have a set time. I just want to have, I want to have a good time. I want to chill with you, and like,
Yeah,
to me, it's more like it's not just about your story. It's more like a conversation,
yeah,
a time where I can just chill with you, get to know you a little better. Like I feel like I've known you for a long time in my life, but have we ever sat down and
talk
talked
to,
for like
yeah.
2 hours? No, I don't think so.
No, hell no.
So that's why I like might as well.
It
And
might
like
not even have been like 10 minutes at the most.
that's
You
what
know
I'm
what I'm
saying.
saying?
Like, we never like sat
Yeah,
down and talked. And I feel like the way life goes right now, do we really sit down for a few hours and talk to anybody? No, most of the time it's just like boom, boom. You see someone at work, you talk to them for like 2 minutes, and then
you know what's crazy is, are we recording?
yeah,
Oh, is, social media, bro. That just
mhm,
like took away from everything. You go
uh-huh,
out to eat now, like if we go out to eat, we're not on our phones. Like I'm old school, you know what I'm saying? Like
okay,
put your phone away. But social media done took away everything. Like
yeah,
people would just send you a message, hey, how you doing? This and this. All right, that's it. Instead of stopping by to see you or you know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Like the world changed, bro. It's not the
I
same.
know, and and I noticed that, and that's why I kind of lean into it even more now. So instead of avoiding it, instead of like, I understand what you mean, like when you're in on dinner with your wife, like put the phone away, right? I understand that, but I also feel like we can use it for our businesses. We can use it for, I can use it for my cleaning business, my podcast. You can use it for your art, for your meals. So there's certain
Yeah,
reasons that we need it so we can
yeah,
elevate
yeah, for sure.
ourselves to a certain level, but we don't have to let it ruin our lives.
Yeah,
But also, me and my wife, we decided that we're gonna do it together. Like after we got married, and I had like a health scare, and I was got real sick, and I started working out, and I told her like, let's just start going, on Facebook and TikTok and all that, and like, and show people how we're
yeah,
gonna transform our lives and work out and all that. So we just like kind of like purposely said we're gonna do this and go ham. And like my wife, she posts all day long. I post all day
yeah.
long.
That's
We
all.
post
That's
stories.
all about interaction. You know, with me, like I said, I guess you say, I got a good sense of humor. So I'll get on there and post something stupid, just, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying, just to interact with people. I'm not one of them ones that just sit back and just watch, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But then I'll delete some of it because it's a little too
yeah,
much or whatever. I'm
yeah,
trying to keep it
yeah.
for my art. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I got a lot of requests from people that I don't accept because I don't want everybody in my personal life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because some
See,
people are in it for the wrong reasons or, you know what I mean?
I do mine. Everything that we did public. We just made it public. We made it because the thing is, we wanted to do social media. We just that's the goal was to try to grow my podcast, my business, and I know like I still have never sold anything. I've never sold a shirt. I've never sold anything. People ask me to be on my podcast, and I'll say, "Hey, you got to wait until a couple months." They'll say, "Hey, I'll pay you. I want to be on it next week," and I'll say, I can't. That's not the way I do it. I've never tried to sell anything. The only thing I sell is my cleaning business. And the houses, everything that I clean, that's how I pay for this.
Yeah.
My cleaning business grows, but I'm not, and I am one day I'm gonna have like merch and shirts and all that. But also I learned to bring the viewers value. Bring them value. Once you bring them value, then one day you'll be big enough to say, hey, or someone will say, let me buy one of your shirts. They'll ask you, let me buy one of your shirts. I don't gotta force feed them,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I already had a couple people ask me, like my cousins and stuff, let me get a shirt, let me get a this, and I just still haven't got to it yet.
Yeah.
But I will.
That'll be
I'm not in a hurry.
yeah, when the time comes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because like I got my cleaning business, I got money coming in.
Yeah.
If something happens where I lose a couple houses, I might have to start selling shirts.
Yeah.
You know?
That's like I want to get how you mentioned that I used to do that. I want to start all that back up too. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'm trying to bring every kind of legit income I can to where I don't ever have to worry about going back to selling drugs again.
Yeah.
Which I know I'm not, but like I don't even drink no more, bro. I don't go to the bars. I don't.
Mhm.
I protect my peace now. You know what I'm saying? And protecting my peace is staying at home and painting, or staying at home and cooking.
Yeah.
Like I love seeing people. You know, I just did a portrait, gave it to some guy at work, and he sent me the message from his girl, said it made her tear up.
Mhm.
Like that made me feel good, like knowing that my painting's gonna be around forever. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like
That's
you know how when people get tattoos, once
Mhm.
they die, it goes with them. Like my paintings are gonna be passed on
Forever.
forever. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
With my name.
Yeah, I would love for you to do a painting for my podcast. I'll put it like, remember I told you that a guest brought me this, my wife got me this, my cousin got me this, is from, so people, this I got from, like, people bring stuff, and if you ever make anything, or maybe I'll buy a piece off you, but we need to find something to put. I don't know. I want my set to keep growing.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Nice little comfortable set.
yeah, that's why I try.
Yeah.
A lot of people get get nervous. People cancel on me all the time, and I don't know why. And sometimes I'm like, I'm not that bad of a guy. Like, I'm not gonna put you in a bad situation.
Yeah.
Like, nobody even knows where we're at right now, bro.
You know what? Like I told you, I ain't gonna lie. I told you I thought about like
Yeah.
not doing it. You know what I mean? I got my little nephew a job where I work at, and I was talking to him about the other day. Like, man, I don't know if I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got real bad anxiety, and just with being on camera, I'm like, but that's my dude, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to back out on him because somebody backed out on him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be that person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want that, like, to see you somewhere, be like, oh, he backed out on me. You got scared. And I
Yeah.
remember we talked. You know, you said people are gonna put stuff in your head, which is true. And then I was just like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And my nephew was like, you might touch a person or somebody might hear it that needs to
Mhm.
hear it. And like, you know
Yeah,
what?
man, I appreciate you, dog, because this is what I've been doing. I've been trying to build something where, like we look on TV, right? And we see people like Kevin Hart has his own show, and all these famous people got this and that. But why can't us here in Toledo we build
Yeah,
something? I mean, I this is my phone, bro. These are just microphones, Like, I don't have like a big Wi-Fi. I don't even have computers. I don't have nothing.
yeah,
I got my phone. These microphones are hooked up to that machine. That machine is hooked up to my phone. And then these are all like $20 little lights from Amazon.
just think one day you're just gonna have your own studio and
Yeah.
your own little warehouse with your own.
Hopefully I can get a whole floor where I can but I just little by little, like all of this stuff, this I got at a garage sale. This I got this, and my daughter got me that. You know what I mean? Like little things, and I just built it little by little. And you can do the same thing. You can like create your own little studio, and it doesn't have to be like this. It
Yeah,
could be an art studio. You
yeah,
can make a podcast, and you could be like
yeah,
Bob Ross or
yeah.
whatever.
That's what I plan on doing, using my social media to go live. And because some people are like, hey, I want to see you paint.
Yeah,
So, let them watch me paint. And
that would be fire, dude. And then you figure it out, and it's, of course, that day one is not going to be the best,
yeah,
but then the second one might be better, and the third one, and then before you know it, you got a 1,000 people watching you paint. You know what I mean?
Nothing happens overnight, bro.
Nothing, dog. But the thing is, a lot of people are scared to start it. A lot of people are scared because of criticism.
Yeah.
I never cared, dog. When I got out, I said I'm gonna. When I was in jail, when I was locked up, I was telling people they was locked up for 30 years. I was telling them, dude, out there's apps, there's websites, and they're like, what? They're like, I was like, the phone, bro. You can tap the app, and it's a. And then I was thinking, like, when I get out, what am I gonna do? I was like, maybe I should start social media. Maybe I should start this. Maybe I should do my prison story. I didn't know what, but when I got out, I started cleaning house with my mom. And then I kept listening to podcasts. I was like, man, I need to do me a podcast. And I just started in my living room and I rented hotel rooms. I did St. Dave. I interviewed St. Dave in a hotel room downtown.
Oh yeah,
like my third interview.
Dang.
Yeah, I just kept trying. I just kept going. I'm not gonna stop.
This is a nice little spot. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then this is just grinding. And then I had another. I used to interview people across the hall, and one day the guy he left the door locked, and I had the guests coming. So I started looking through all these rooms, and I found this room.
So that's how you got this.
Yeah, and I put these two chairs with nothing, and I did the interview with the dude. Just two chairs and me and dude. And then that was the first interview in this room. And then after that, I called the landlord and I rented this room because I couldn't depend on people. I don't know. You told me that you're like a loner, right?
Yeah.
Is it hard for you to open up to people, to depend on people?
Definitely. Yeah. I really don't depend on nobody because I don't want to be let down. So I think that's why I go so hard as I do. I'm tired, bro. I'm usually laying down in bed right now, no lie, because I wake up at like 3 o'clock every morning. I don't know why. Every day, bro, 3 o'clock, between 3 and 3:30 on the dot without no alarm. And I hate it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll try to go back to sleep, but I can't, man. But ever since I started painting November, bro, I've been working like 7 days a week since last November. Painting, cooking, you know what I mean? Like no days off.
Yeah.
It's stressful, but if I take that break, I scared I'm gonna fall off and lose it all. You know what I mean? But some days I do, like I'll go a weekend. Like recently, I just went last weekend without no painting, no nothing. I just sat at home. I went and got a tattoo and just relax and enjoy some me time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I never thought it would be how it is now, bro. Like my first painting I sold to actually John Cotterman. It was of the Spartan. You could look at it on my page. It came out real nice. It was an 8x10, I think. I never would have thought in my life, bro. I'm on my second 30x40 painting for a customer.
Damn.
30x40, I don't know if you know how big it is, but that's huge. Yeah. That's huge. So
that's like what, as big as like that?
30x40 is about this far off the ground. Probably like about
that.
It's
so bigger than that.
Oh yeah, way bigger than that. It's about like this, about that wide.
And how many? You're on what?
My second one.
Oh, second one.
Yeah. The first one I did was the one with Christ. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
Where he's on the cross or whatever. It's got the clouds and the dude. I did that for somebody at work.
That was on your Facebook. I seen that.
Yeah, and then this one I'm doing, it's of my dudes. He works on second shift. It's of his girlfriend. So yeah. Yeah. So people just shoot me their ideals and they'll shoot me the picture, and then I'll just go off of that.
Yeah. Yeah, but what I wanted to ask you was, or we started talking about it, but we veered off. Like not letting people in. Like, is that like because me, like a lot of good ass grown like men, you know, they're like, Yogi, let me get on the podcast. Yogi, let's sit down. Yogi, let's come up with these ideas. And I'm like, I can't because, dude, I got snitched on. I've been done dirty. It's hard for me to let, other than me and you sitting here, it's hard for me to like become like good friends with people and like let them come over my house and come hang out. I don't like people over my house, dude.
Yep.
I'm more like,
I know what you mean.
Do you feel like that or no?
Yep. I don't trust nobody because a lot of people they're wicked out there. You know what I mean? They don't want what's best for you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I limit to myself to even like family functions or weddings or something. And sometimes I won't show up just because I know there's alcohol and stuff around and people act a fool. And if I start drinking, you know what I'm saying, it'll be that quick. And Like my wife had a birthday party for me, a surprise birthday party for me about 4 years ago, I think. And I got drunk, bro, and I acted a fool.
Mm,
And I told her about it, you know what I'm saying? And she got to see how I acted. And
yeah.
after that, I just stopped drinking, bro. It's like, it's hard to trust people, though, you know what I mean? Like, example, my daughter, her boyfriend. I told her she was with somebody who abused her and stuff before, right? Well, her new boyfriend, he's a real good guy. I met him a couple times. We talked. But at first, I told her, I said, I don't want to meet this dude until you're with him for at least like a year or two.
Mhm.
I don't want him coming over to my house. I don't want him knowing where I live. You know what I mean? Just because her last one was an idiot. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
he almost had me going back to jail. And that's another thing, bro. All these, I could sit here for hours with you,
Yeah, that's why.
but he had did something to my daughter, right? I was on my way to do something to him, like the old days.
Mhm.
I was going down Jackman, bro, almost to his house. I looked in my rearview mirror, and there's a church across from the storage place. It said, "Be still, know that I am God." Just that quick, bro, it hit me. I turned around, dropped the thing off, went home, went to sleep. Like just that, just you know what I mean? People don't look for
Yeah,
that type of stuff, but when your eyes are open and you see that
you
stuff,
see it.
that's a sign. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because I was literally, bro, like about 5 blocks from his house, ready to say forget everything.
Oh,
And this was just like about 3 years ago,
wow.
3 or 4 years ago, about 4 years ago, ready to say it, shit everything.
So that was
Bro,
another sign.
yeah. I mean, I could. There's so many little things like that
Yeah.
that happened to me, man. But yeah,
So what happened with your daughter? You told her, give me a year before I meet this guy. And then what, did you eventually
I
meet
ended
him
up.
and
Yeah,
all?
he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
Got a good head on his shoulder. He's real smart, real Mr. Sanchez. You know, Mr.
Mm,
Sanchez is and
okay.
is. He's got his own little like landscaping business. He works at one of the dispensaries or whatever.
Hmm. So he's
So
a good dude,
yeah, he's a good dude. I think they got their ups and downs like every
of
relationship, but
course.
hopefully they work through it. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you just the type of dad that you're like, make sure it's a serious relationship
yeah,
before you bring them to me because I don't want to meet a whole bunch of different boys and
exactly.
stuff.
Especially like the last knucklehead that she
Yeah,
was with.
because then you feel like you just want to
Yeah,
knock them out.
yeah, and
I
that's the
understand you.
and nowadays you can't fight with no younger dudes because it's gonna turn into a shooting or something.
Yeah,
You know
you
what I
don't
mean?
want to. You got to be careful
And
too.
that's another reason, bro. Like I love driving. If I'm out cruising or whatever, I'll make sure I'm home by like 9 o'clock at night. Like
Mhm.
on the weekends, that's how I get my peace of mind. Because my mentor always told me, ain't nobody got no business out being after 10 o'clock at night. They're either drunk or up to no good.
Yeah,
And it's true if you think about it.
yeah,
That's when a lot of the accidents happen or shooting, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So that's why I make sure I'm home, bro. Like,
Yeah. I seen the other day I put a post on Facebook. It said, I hope this bar closes because that bar. I interviewed a couple people that their sister and the girl's mom had got hit in front of that bar and she got killed.
are you talking about Leticia?
Yeah, so
Oh man.
so so she so then the other day I seen that another girl got hit in front of that
Yeah,
bar.
I did see
So
that.
then I was like, that bar needs to close down. But I'm just writing that on Facebook. I'm not thinking. I'm just saying I don't think it's right that bar should be like people should be walking out in the street. So then a bunch of people got mad at me on Facebook, all this
Yeah,
stuff, and I was like, okay, whatever. I'm sorry. I don't want no one to close their bar down and lose their business. I'd rather fix that. Like if I had a business, right? Let's say you have your let's say you have a gallery, and every once in a while someone walked out of your gallery and got hit by a car. Wouldn't you as a gallery be like, hey, what is going on
yeah,
here? Why does people walk out of my gallery and get hit by a car?
yeah,
Wouldn't you want to figure that out?
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. All I'm saying is if you have a bar and everyone walks out in the middle of the street at 2:30 in the morning, you got to have some crosswalkers or some lights or something
yeah.
out there so people don't get hit.
Yeah, I knew Leticia, man. She was a real good person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's real sad. But I didn't have social media and stuff at the time, so
Mm,
I don't know if this is gonna sound right, but it was kind of good because I didn't see all these people that were passing away. Like I knew
yeah.
nothing about it, And now that I got social media again, I see all these people dying again. It's like it's kind of sucks, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's different though. But yeah, like you handle that situation in a good way because a lot of people would go debate with them, go back and forth with them. You know what I
I
mean?
did for a second, but then I realized there's
It's
no
not
way.
worth it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
I was trying to explain myself,
yeah,
but I couldn't because they weren't listening. They've never sat down with Letitia's daughter
yeah.
and
That's
seen
tough.
her eyes. Like she sat right where you were sitting, and she's telling me how hurt she was. So they don't know. They don't know, dog. It's like when you tell me about your dad, you know what I'm saying? I know that I can see the pain in your eyes when you tell me but you found your dad. So nobody could ever tell me about how, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I sat with her. I sat with you. You know what I'm saying? So them people are nobody to me.
you're gonna have them people that are like, oh, well, she shouldn't have been at the bar. She shouldn't. You know what I mean? You just can't feed into that, bro. Like,
Yeah.
there's people I tell them certain testimonies to or certain situations. They're like, oh, God ain't real. If he was real, then why is this happening? And you know what? I'm not about to argue with you about this. I know what I know.
Mhm.
I believe what I believe, and I'm comfortable with it. I'll tell you what I tell you. If you don't want to take it in, then that's on you. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
something you got to do. But as long as I told you that it's real and stuff, a lot of people, I think I get one or two that don't believe me, but I think the majority of them see me as a person. Cause like now you can tell when somebody's full of it. You know what I mean? That's when I
Mhm.
stay away. Like, oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this dude's a liar. You know what
Bro,
I'm
sometimes I have people up here and they're telling me their story, and I'm like, okay. You know what I
yeah, yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
But I know, you know what I mean? I can
yeah,
tell.
yeah. So it's just like,
Sometimes people are full of shit.
yeah, you just gotta know when to just back up. Like, okay, let them
Yeah,
let them
like,
find out how you found out. You know what I mean? Let them live their life.
yeah.
But it's real, man. It's a real world out there. And
So you do think you do think that situation you said you think I handled it right?
yeah,
Because
just
I was kind of like thrown off by that. I just
it's
wrote something on Facebook. I didn't know everybody was gonna share it and shit.
that's the thing about social media. Everybody like with the whole presidential stuff and stuff going on. Everybody's got their own
Yeah.
things on that, and people get offended and take it to their
Yeah, about
heart. And
ICE and all
you
that.
know what I mean?
I'm an immigrant, so
Yeah,
I don't really like. I don't. The thing is this, dog. Dog, look, I'm an immigrant, and I ever since I got out of prison, I've been dealing with ICE. But ICE is just taking orders. It's not you. We can't just hate ICE because when ICE was ran by Biden and all them, ICE was fine. I was going there. Everybody was treating me nice. Everybody was loving me. They didn't care. But now their boss is Trump. Now they're more tougher and they're
spreading
more.
hate, that
But
hate
it's
stuff.
not. It's not that them people. It's led from the top. It's like when the top is telling you be mean, then you got to be mean. When the top is, it's just like the COs. Have you when we were in prison? Wasn't there sometimes when there was a CO that was super nice, and
Yeah,
then there was a CO that was a dick, and he's like, "Hey, I got you, bro. The boss is here. Hey guys, the boss is coming today. Make sure you act right. You
yeah,
guys be good, and we'll be good. If you guys act up, we're gonna act up. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Same thing, bro. And sometimes there was no bosses. They don't care. All the CEOs didn't care because maybe all the top bosses were on vacation or it was a holiday or something.
There
It's
was
the
a there
same
was
shit, bro.
actually there was a couple CEOs from Toledo there, but the one I talked to him before, he knew some people that I knew from the South End, and
Yeah.
they raided our cell one time, and my cellie had like 60, 70 books. You remember the stamps?
Stamps.
That's money in there. You know what I mean? So they took him and stuff, and then he ended up calling my cellie to the office, and he gave them back to him. And my cellie comes back to me. He's like, "Bro, the only reason why he did that is because he knows you, and he knows that you might see him out there on the streets one
Mhm.
day. Because they'll never give people this kind of stuff back because they know it's for
Yeah,
gambling and
for
stuff. You
sure.
know what
Hey, what was your hustle in jail? Because I know you had to have
I mean?
had
Art,
a hustle.
art, bro.
Art the whole time.
Yep. There was a little homie named Chaparro from
Mhm.
Sinaloa. He was in the dorm when I got there, and he used to make birthday cards and stuff, right?
Mm.
So I would talk to him and stuff, and he used to do laundry for everybody in the unit.
Yeah.
And he had a big bag of colored pencils and paper and all kinds of stuff, right? But he ended up getting shipped out to one of the immigration prisons or whatever. I
Mm.
want to say,
With
and
me, probably.
It was in North Carolina, South somewhere that way, right?
Like a geo.
Yeah,
They're private immigration
yeah, yep.
prisons. Yep.
But he left me all of his stuff, and from there, bro, I started doing birthday cards, and I started designing tattoos for people, and
Mm.
I illustrated a comic book for some Russian dude. Like that's what I did. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I used to make cards for Lokes in there, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had like 4 pairs of Lokes, and like it's crazy, bro. That's how.
How
That's
come you don't get back into the Lokes?
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because you had that shit a lot for a minute.
my first summer, I sold like 600 pairs.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was the city Lokes. That was before they were even like popular in Toledo.
Bro, you should do that as soon as summer comes.
And then like all the clothes and
Remember it
stuff.
had the name East
Yeah,
Side,
yeah,
South Side,
yeah,
whatever. You could put like custom names and
yeah,
everything,
yeah.
right?
I even had my own Glass City ones that I came out with.
Yeah,
Yep.
that shit was
Yeah.
dope.
Man, I sold everything. I sold blankets, t-shirts,
Oh, I remember.
rosaries, little bracelets. Yeah. And what I used to do is when I used to go to Texas, I used to stop at the little places and spend a couple hundred, bring
Mhm.
some stuff back. Okay, that's how it works.
Uh,
So then I started doing my own research, and I started getting a hold of these bigger companies, and then I would buy stuff at wholesale, bro.
mhm,
Not even with no wholesale account or nothing. I would just say, hey, I got like
mhm,
so and so much money to spend. Okay, we'll send you a catalog.
mhm.
Boom. That's how it started.
Yeah, now I guess you can buy things like off China and shit, get shit delivered to your house now.
I got a lot of little websites that I
Yeah,
know
you gotta figure it out.
that people don't got here, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So I'm old school, bro. I like to keep the old school Chicano
Yeah,
style alive, you know what I
I
mean?
know you do.
I remember somebody told me like, why you still dressed like that? Because this is me. I'm not about
Mhm.
to change for nobody, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
This is who I am. Like I'll never change that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Because a lot of people want you to switch up and be more more corporate or more
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, you every time I see you, you remind me of the what's them little dudes, the little
The little homies.
the little homies, bro. I swear.
Are you being racist, bro?
No, bro. It's just like cause that's how you are. That's your style,
Yeah.
bro. You've always been that style. The lokes, the hat with you know what I mean, with the Chicano
I
look.
used to wear the hairnets and all that.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
that's
So to
crazy.
me,
When I went to the feds, everybody thought I was from every time I go somewhere, they always ask me, am I from California or somewhere? Like,
mm,
nah, bro, I'm from Ohio. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But
because you always had that California
that's just
style.
how I grew up.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
you
remember
always look like a little
my
homie.
my celly from Dayton, black dude, man. He was one of my cellies when I got to the 2-man cells there. I remember my first time, right? I put my beanie on in prison,
Mhm,
and he was standing outside of the gym. I went up, I stood next to him and shit. I'm like, "What's up, bro? What you doing?" He just looked at me and looked away. Like, "Oh, you don't know me now?" He looked at me, and was like, "Sanchez." He was like, "Damn, bro, I didn't even know that was you." He was like, "You look like one of them little Mexican dudes." So I was
yeah,
like, "Yeah." But yeah, I get
yeah, I
that a lot,
swear.
man. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad
No,
thing.
it's good, man, because you got to. It's like your own style. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because it's not like back in the day. It seemed like a lot of people was that. You know what I mean? But a
yeah,
lot of people wrote out of. They don't. Not too many people got that style no more.
yeah.
Everybody switched up, but you've always kept it original. You know what I mean?
And you know what's crazy is when I was getting ready today, I had some button ups with some collar shirts and stuff. I put them on. I'm like, no, I'm gonna be myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, I just threw this shirt
yeah,
on
you
and
look good, man.
yeah,
Yeah, because you that's this is your
Chuck,
style with
yeah,
the Dickies on.
the Chucks, yeah,
Yeah, the
keep it old
Chucks.
school,
Yeah.
custom hat.
See, because okay, so when I got out of prison, I let my hair grow, my beard grow for 3 years. I got out look like
You know what?
Jesus.
I remember that. I remember seeing that picture.
Got out look like crazy, and then I just got my hair cut because I after when I got out, I wanted to start a business. So I wanted to like clean up,
Yeah,
get a haircut, get it, shave up, and I wanted to start cleaning houses with my mom. My mom was already cleaning houses, and I was like, "Hey, mom, we're gonna start Toledo's Best Cleaning," and we just grew it.
that's
But
the name of it. Toledo's
yeah,
Best Cleaning.
I wanted to look professional. Yeah, yeah, Toledo's Best Cleaning. So when people are looking it up on Google, they can look up like, "What's Toledo's Best Cleaning Company?" Boom, my name
Pop
will
right
pop
up.
up because there's like the wording.
Don't you got to pay extra for that
Well,
too?
because the way that we worded it, it's not in the number one, but it'll be up there because we've put the words in that people are going to search up. Cleaning best Toledo. People type them words in. It, uh, if you can pay to be the number one guy, but if they just scroll a little bit down, it'll pop up. That's why I named it that way. Me and my son, we thought about it when we first got out. Like what do people search for when
Yeah,
they're looking up for cleaning companies in Toledo? And then we did a little research, and that's why we called it Toledo's best cleaning solutions.
that's a good hustle because you get offices and you can do offices and all that.
Yeah, I got doctor's office, a dentist office, residential cleaning, rental property cleaning. You can clean restaurants, anything. Like it gets to a point where you got so much work that you need to eventually hire other people to work.
Feels good being legit, don't it?
Yep, because then you don't have to worry about nothing. Like,
You know, it's crazy, bro. It's like even to this day, like sometimes I was so used to being negative and doing bad things. Sometimes I forget that I'm legit. Like when I see a cop,
yeah,
you know what I mean? I just get all nervous, like, man, you know what? I got license and insurance now. Like,
I still get like that too.
blessed, you know what I mean? I guess they just kind of like scar you a little bit, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's just from all the stuff that we've been through. We see a cop and we're like, oh shit.
I almost
Like,
went back to prison when I got the halfway house.
oh, you did?
Yeah, like I could tell you all kinds of stories, bro. I just don't know how much you want to hear.
Yeah. What happened there?
Um, I had just I got the halfway house in April of 19, and I went to the East Side Cantina, and I was in there drinking, and one of my cousins got in a fight with this dude. They were holding him back. I grabbed the dude up. I was strong. I was real strong when I got out of prison, bro. I grabbed the dude up and basically picked him up off the floor, right? And I let go, like, what am I doing? Like, I ain't even supposed to be in the bars, bro. So they like were holding us back or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I went to go to the door, like, hey, bro, let me out. No, no, because they kicked the dudes out. No, they're out there, they're out there. Man, I don't give up. Let me out. Like, I want to go, you know what I'm saying? So me being me, drinking and drunk and stuff, I went to Homeboys. I should have went home. I went to Homeboys, did some shots and stuff, drank there. Got on the highway on Star Avenue, doing like 90 onto the highway. I stayed in the north end. I didn't know
That big ass bridge.
I didn't know there was a state trooper coming behind, and he pulled me over right before I got off the Manhattan exit. Right, I gave him my story about me just getting out of prison. I'm like, man, I remember being in the back of the cop car, like, I'm about to go to prison. He's like, what are you talking about? I was like, I just got out of federal prison. I just got out the halfway house, this and this, and I told him everything, bro. He said, do you got somebody to come get your car, come take you home? He's like, or do you want to go downtown? I said, do I gotta go downtown? He goes, no. He said, but I will take your license. He's like, if you got somebody to come get you, I'll let you sit in your car until they come. So thank God my sister and them was out. This was after the bar was over. So my sister and them came to get me, man. They took me home. I lost my license, of course, right? But anyways, I got a lawyer. I went to court. I'm in the courtroom waiting, right? The lawyer goes in the courtroom. He comes out. He says, we're waiting for the state trooper. I'll be back. I got to handle another case. I'm like, okay. He was gone for 20, 30 minutes. I see the state trooper come in. He goes in the courtroom. He walks right behind me, right? He goes in the courtroom. Maybe like 10, 15 minutes. So I'm putting my head down waiting for my lawyer, like, man, it's taking forever. The state trooper, I see the boots come up to me right while I got my head down. And it's a state trooper. I look up. He goes, hey, how you doing, Mr. Sanchez? I'm like, stood up. Hey, how you doing, sir? He goes, how you been? You been drinking? I was like, oh, no, man, I ain't been drinking at all. I was like, just working. He's like, where's your lawyer? I was like, oh, he was waiting for you. He goes, well, he's like, I talked to the judge. I'm like, well, what do you think's going to happen? He's like, you should be all right. Bro, I go, my lawyer comes. I go in the courtroom. All they gave me was like a $500 fine. They only suspended my license for 6 months, and they made me take that weekend class. So whatever that state trooper told the judge, he saved me like thousands of dollars. You know what I mean? And they only suspended my license for 6 months instead of a year. So that's just like,
It's another angel.
yeah, like
Because
blessing
you
after
never know.
blessing.
He could have made sure that you were going to prison. That you could have violated.
Yep.
Yeah, because you at that point you're not supposed to have no interactions with police. You're at a bar, you're
Yeah.
drinking, you're driving. Oh,
So I had to make that shame call. Her name was Miss Robinson, man, my PO. Real cool. She liked me a lot, bro. I had to call her, give her that stop story. You know what she said? Oh my God, Alejandro, what happened? I'm like, sorry, Miss Robinson. I was just going through some things with my daughter and her boyfriend because I was. I said, so I just thought I needed drinks, you know what I'm saying? And I went to the bar and got pulled over. She goes, oh, let me see what I can do. So she made me go to these classes, bro, but she didn't. She was like, I'm not going to send you back. I'm like, oh, man, I appreciate it. So,
Man.
yeah, I got lucky, bro. I got real.
You got you. That's why I keep telling people like you, you too. But we've been God's been taking care of us for some reason. So there's a reason. There's some reason that we've been protected this long, and that's why we wake up every morning. The last thing. Do you want to bring up anything else?
No,
No.
I don't want to
All
keep
right.
you here all
The
night.
the last thing that I always ask somebody, because we pretty much got a lot of your story, you know.
Yeah.
And then uh I was thinking maybe we can always do another one day. Like if we have like you I want like maybe I'll order like you to make me a painting or something,
Yeah.
and then we'll have you back on and we'll talk about that. But the last thing I always ask people is like a message of hope. 'Cause my podcast, have faith, show love, give hope. So throughout your life, throughout all the ups and downs and all the stuff that you've been through in your life, can you look at the camera and give the viewers a message of hope with your life story?
My biggest thing is I would just say, man, make sure you have faith. You know what I mean? Never give up on yourself. There's always going to be people that doubt you and that want to criticize you. Oh, look at him. He thinks he's too good and oh, God ain't real, this and that. I come across that a lot, you know what I mean? But I know what I've been through. So don't get distracted by the outside world and these negative people. Just keep on doing what you're doing. You got to definitely pray because without prayer, it's nothing. You know what I mean? Like you got to believe into what you pray to, man. And make sure you're praying to the Most High, and your prayers will be answered. It might not happen overnight because you got to do your own work to get to where you want to be. Like God sets everything up for you, but you got to do the actual work. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So just keep that faith and just keep prayer all the time. I pray every day, every night.
Absolutely.
Sometimes before I leave for work, I'll close my eyes and I'll say a quick prayer for God to help me get through the day. Mm-hmm. But
absolutely, thank you so much.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you having me here.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, can you tell everybody where your social media, like where can people find you if they want to get some art or just look at your art?
Yeah, so it's under my real name. It's Alejandro Sanchez. I got a red Buckeyes hat, and normally I was just joking around and I'd had that little chihuahua and stuff on there.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I need to sell my art, so I better put a real picture of myself.
Yeah. So now it's a picture of you wearing Ohio State.
Yeah, yep. Okay. Red hat, red shirt. Okay. My Lokes on, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, just message me or whatever, because I've been thinking about it since you said it. Maybe I should do it public and then just keep it strictly, you know what I'm saying? That way. Because I got like 80 something requests from people that I didn't accept because I don't know who they are, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because it's just like, you know what I mean? You don't want certain people.
Yeah. That's what you do. You make it public and you just make it like a page for your stuff. Like you don't gotta put nothing personal. You put on your jokes, you put on your stuff, you put on your art, you put on whatever you want to share. But it don't gotta be about you, your wife, your kids, you know what I mean? Or whatever.
Yeah.
I have everything.
And if you get on there, you can actually see some of my work that I did, my photo album or whatever. So you can get an idea.
Yep, all your pictures, all the not all of them, but a lot of the paintings you've done.
Yeah.
And even like the food that you make and everything.
Yeah, you got to try some, man.
Yeah, I've never tried none. So most of that you make it for your job, right? Like
yeah.
They make or that catering thing.
Yeah. The majority of it is, but now I'm gonna start like this last time I made the enchiladas, I got a couple new customers and so
yeah. And if somebody, let's say someone had like a party, they could probably reach out to you and maybe
I'm down.
Work on something, right?
I'm a hustler, so
it is what it is, right? We can figure it out. Holler at your boy.
I just try to. I mean, I could do a lot more, but I try to just stick with the basics because you know what I'm saying. Like, It's a lot easier.
And you got to figure everything out.
Yeah.
Thank
Appreciate you, man.
I
Yep.
appreciate you.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you guys so much. Have faith, show love, give hope, let go, and let God. Thank you.
13 years, lost my guy. Pain turned loud, I ain't know how to grieve. So I ran with the wolves just to feel something breathe. Fast money, fast nights, fast enemies. Thought the streets loved me, but they fed on me. I should be dead in a barroom fight. Should be chalked on the curb that night. Should've crashed with the gun in my hand, but grace pulled me back every time I ran. I didn't see it then, but you were there when I sinned. Every closed door was mercy in disguise. I didn't know it then, but you were saving my life. Cell cold, concrete prayers at night. Demons press heavy when I tried to sleep. Learn to whisper your name in the dark. Found the light when you started speaking peace. Stripped the ego, stripped the pride. Just a soul trying to make it right. Pages thin, but the word cut deep. Found family and faith, found rest and belief. Hands that once counted weight in cash, now paint truth from a broken past. Same hustle, different lane. I don't sell poison, I serve my name. I should be dead in a barroom fight. Should be chalked on the curb that night. Should've lost everything I love, but grace kept saying, not yet, son. I didn't see it then, but you were there when I sinned. Every closed door was mercy in disguise. I didn't know it then, but you were saving my life. Now I'm home by 9, protect my peace. Circle small, I don't chase the streets. If my story helps one soul breathe, then every scar got meaning in me. I ain't perfect, I ain't clean, but I'm free in ways I've never been. Still standing, still alive, because God said this one's mine. I didn't see it then, but you were there when I sinned. Every closed door was mercy in disguise. I didn't know it then, but you were saving my life. Saving my life. Saving my life.